Yeah. Cool. Thanks. Thanks.
Hello and welcome to Round 5 Tasmanian State League action, brought to you on the AFL Tasmania YouTube page. With you on a Thursday today for the traditional Anzac Day match between the Glenorchy Football Club and the Kingborough Tigers. My name is Ryan Rosendale, bringing this one to you today with Bo Downham. Bo, we should be set for a cracking game of footy day on what is a massive day for the country.
Yeah, it sure is. It's one of the top games of the year, Ryan. It's certainly one of the most influential games. We can see Kingborough also got their Anzac Day Guernsey on, so it just means a lot to a lot of people, which is one of the great things, and how it can all combine together to celebrate some sport and watch some sport on a day like today.
It is, and if Anzac Day wasn't a big enough occasion, Bo, we have the return of the Prince to KG5 with news earlier in the week dropping that Jay Bowden, arguably one of the TSL's best ever players, was making his return for his first game back at the Glenorchy Football Club since September 27, 2020. So the Prince is back, Bo, and that's a super exciting thing for everyone in attendance and watching along on the stream.
Yeah, it certainly is. I grew up watching Jay Bowden as a young kid, and to commentate him finally, it's something special. And obviously he's played a few years at St Virgil's. He hasn't lost form at all.
Yep.
One of my friends used to umpire, and he said he kicked six nearly every week. So he certainly isn't out of form. He's looking fit as well, Jay. I think he's going to love the occasion, coming back to the home ground of KG5, where he's played so much footy. He's won a lot of accolades, obviously, at this club, and it's going to be something special, really.
Yeah, massive day for Jay Bowden. He's one of a number of ins for the Magpies. Along with Jay, we've got Josh Arnold back, the playing coach, in injury. A couple of weeks off for Josh, so he's back alongside the other veteran in Dan Muir. Riley Oakley comes in along with Hunter Wright and Sean McNamara. Out go Meredith, Cox, Green, McCann, Jenkins and Clark. So when you look at those ins for Glenorchy, Bo, some really good experience, and also some height with Muir and Wright in there too.
Yeah, certainly is. Hunter Wright coming back for his first game of the year. He's a star in the water polo field and plays a bit of second-grade cricket for Newtown. Sam McNamara is the big in for me. Played some great minutes in the D-League last week. Went to primary school with Sam, so congratulations to him, and it's obviously a really big achievement for his family. He's been kicking the footy ever since I've known him, so a really big day for him. And obviously Dan Muir up forward. It's going to be interesting to see if he can pinch hit in the ruck a little bit. Obviously Matt McInnes played last week up at North Launceston, and he had some great feedback, I heard. So Matt McInnes and obviously Hunter Wright will do most of the ruck battle, you think, this afternoon against Gardner and Tompkinson.
Yeah, no Cam Duffy today. Out with what Coach Josh Arnold says is a chest injury, and also no Daniel Joseph. DJ was expected to come back today, but with some swelling on the knee has limited his availability for today. But for the Tigers, we have three debutants, Bo, which is exciting. We've got Hamish Watt, Locke Carmichael, and Sam Evans all on debuts. So terrific occasion for those three young men to make their TSL senior debuts. And out go Eddie Cole and Max College for suspension. So one game bans for those gentlemen from last week's loss to Clarence, and also Murray Bastick. So three big important outs in every line for Kingborough, but exciting for Coach Trent Bullman to be able to blood some fresh Tigers in that lineup.
Yeah, it certainly is. But Max College and James Zeitzen, they're two spearheads up forward.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see how they can.
Zeitzen are laid out.
Zeitzen is laid out.
Yep.
Connor Salter replacing him in the lineup this week. So not exactly a like for like. I'd say Connor Salter's more of a running kind of midfield player, wingish half back. James Zeitzen is obviously a big full forward. So it'll be interesting to see how they can go here. We'll wrap here and head down to the presentation.
We're about to head some presentations, so we'll take you down to ground level, and we'll be back with you as we see Tigers coach Trent Bullman just walk out, so not too far away from our traditional Anzac Day pre-game ceremony. Should mention those some milestones today. Lockie Griggs 100 senior games for the Tigers, along with Will Clifford 50 senior games. And the Magpies also have a milestone game too for Josh Whitford. He's 100 club games for him. So terrific for those gentlemen to be notching up milestones on what's a massive day for footy, and it's great to see that the D-League sides there, Bo, have all stayed out there for this Anzac Day presentation. So we'll take you down now ground level, and we'll be back with you up in the commentary box in a little bit.
everyone for your attention.
Not sure how long the batteries
We're gathered here this morning
so maybe
today
when you're
on forecast plan to acknowledge the traditional markers, recognise the continuing connection to land, waters and cultures. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. Today, along with Australians everywhere, we gather to remember those who have served to defend Australia. We do this because it is the anniversary of the day when Australia and New Zealand soldiers landed on the beach in Glenorchy, Turkey, on the 25th of April 1915. It was the first major military campaign of soldiers from Australia and New Zealand. Since then, 25 April has been known as Anzac Day. Anzac comes from the name Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. It was short to Anzac in 1915. Since then, when Australians and New Zealanders have served together, they have often been known as Anzacs. Accurately, Australian and New Zealanders served with soldiers from other nations, including England, France and India. The Australians and Gallipoli came from all sorts of backgrounds, but they shared a terrible experience of war. Ever since then, for more than 100 years, the men and women in our Navy, Army and Air Force have honoured the memory of our original Anzacs. On Anzac Day, there are many ways to honour people who have served and those who continue to serve in Australia's armed forces. We can gather together like this, attend dawn services or an Anzac Day march. We can also wear a sprig of rosary as a symbol of remembrance. Towards the end of the ceremony, the last post will be paid on the view. This historical music was played in army camps to announce the end of the day, the time when the soldiers should be resting. The last post is played today for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. It means they have done their duty and are now at rest. After the last post, there will be a minute's silence. This is a time to think about those who have served in Australia's armed forces and those who continue to serve, and about those who have lost their lives. I'll now hand over to John Chillis, who will recite the oath.
Ladies and gentlemen, could you please be upstanding? Pause for a moment to remember our fallen. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. lest we forget.
Okay, thank you everyone. On our next watch to see an outstanding game of AFL football. Well done, good luck to everyone.
Welcome back to the clinical position here at KG5. I'll always that's what I've been right to reflect, and it's certainly not the MCG on Anzac Day in Melbourne, but it does give you goosebumps when you go through that ceremony before a footy game on this special day.
No, it certainly does. It's quite frankly spine-tingling, Ryan, and it's obviously a day to remember. And I think Glenorchy have done it really well. They've obviously got over the PA system and whatnot, but just some great stuff all around the leagues today. We'll be not celebrating, but commemorating a special day. So it'll be interesting to see how both of these teams go today, Ryan. Obviously, Jay back in. We hear that Nick Baker might have the role on him today. So, of course, the Tigers also wearing a special Guernsey that they, I believe they wore last year as well.
They did.
It's a touching tribute to the day, obviously, and it's going to be interesting.
Massive day of TSL footy on the AFL Tas live stream. Along with this game here at KG5, we also have another big clash out at North Hobart Oval between the North Hobart Demons and the Lauderdale Bombers. Lauderdale coming off that shock loss that we called last week, Bo, against Launceston and North Hobart, fresh off a bye, still searching for their first win of the year. So when you look at that game, I mean, really, if North Hobart are able to go 0-4 or Lauderdale get another really shock defeat ahead of a bye next week, both those sides would be really begging for a win today. And even here today, obviously, we don't see Kingborough off a loss that often. 26-point loss to Clarence last week. Glenorchy would have been disappointed with their performance here against Lauderdale 2 weeks ago. But speaking to Coach Josh Arnold yesterday at the press conference, he was pretty wrapped with the response last week, I think, right up in that game until midway through the third quarter at UTAS. So a lot for both these sides to work through, Bo, but I guess for the Tigers, how do you think they shape up inside forward without James Eaton? Obviously a lot goes on to Tyler Carter, but probably we can expect Jack Tomkinson to play a little bit more of a role inside 50. Yeah,
I reckon that's exactly what we'll see. Of course, Mitch McPherson and Andrew Cooling bringing that other game to you this afternoon, but I think the load has to go on Tyler Carter and Tomkinson now. Obviously, Zeitzen is such a hit up forward. He can move up the ground as well, obviously. College, who I might have got those two confused. I know one of them, of
they
course,
both play that role,
can obviously shift up the ground and play that second kind of, I guess, not second, but they can also move up the wing and make a marking options, kind of like a Jeremy Cameron type of player. So two massive outs on a day like today, where they're kind of lucky that they can afford to put Tomkinson behind in the forward line. Obviously, obviously Matt McInnes will do the ruck work today, but he's still pretty inexperienced, so they can kind of afford to play their second ruck in the ruck, of course, Ryan.
Yep, and we have one player we should mention too, though, for the Magpies, the home side, is Brodie Rowbottom, another one that's come back to the nest this year. Made his TSL return last week up north at UTAS, finished with 17 disposals on return, so plopping him back inside 50, probably through the midfield too, with guys like Geordie Hayden and Kobe Phillips will be really strong for Coach Josh Arnold. And when you look at that forward line, when you put guys like Adam Roberts in there, Daniel Muir, Jake Bowden, Matty Joseph's come back there this year, it's a very dangerous inside 50 group that we probably haven't been used to seeing in the last 2 years. So really excited to see how they gel inside 50, and we know how strong the Tigers are in defence. So I expect that to be a really close watch battle today.
Yeah, I reckon it will be one in the midfield. Obviously, no
Eddie Cole.
No Cole, so he'll be a big out. I'm really looking forward to seeing Riley Colin Skeen. It is small forward, number 25 for Kingborough. A lot of, I reckon he's on today. I reckon Colin, and I haven't watched him a whole lot. He's come back to the TSL this year after returning. I'm not sure what he was doing last year, but he's returned this year. I'm really excited to see what he can do, and we can see that both teams are looking on the midfield. Matt McInnes will do the ruck work. Josh Whitford in there as well, it looks like.
I get the vibe though you're a small forward lover. Obviously Rocky Barron last week was your man with 3 goals. Colin Skeen this week for the Tigers. So
the game's evolved, and I think the small forwards will have a lot to do with it. As we can see, these guys. Hunter Wright, the big man there, going to the bench. He's returned for his first game. Yeah, he was
played a few games last year from memory.
Yeah, down back as well a little bit. So. Yeah, Riley Stevenson, the umpire, will have the honour of balling it up. Nathan Geese and Adam Hayes as well. Joe Gregory, Riley Lee Heath, Curtis Reid on the boundary. And Josiah Gates and Mark Holmes, who celebrated his birthday yesterday, will be in the goals this afternoon, Ryan.
Happy birthday to that young man, as we see on the wing closest to us here by Lockie Griggs. As I mentioned, 100 senior games for that man. Good to see him back out there after he missed the premiership last year with that nasty... from memory, apologies if I'm wrong here, but from memory it was a knee injury that kept him out of that grand final. A knee injury in training. It was really heartbreaking for Lockie. He had such a good year last year and did everything he could in the build-up to grand final day to get back, but unfortunately just fell short. So good to see him hit that 100-game milestone. He'll play an important role out on this wing here today for the Tigers against that man Kobe Phillips. But I'll throw back to you, Bo. You can take the reins for this first centre bounce as we tick in to the time.
Looks like
hit.
Jay Bowden might be starting down at full forward. So
pretty
pick that one up. Riley Stevenson to get us underway. McInnes and Tompkinson will do a ruck battle. Tompkinson, Lovell, quick clearance out, diving mark, taking that from his teammate. He'll look to hurry it on. Ashland and Clifford back to that man Ashland, wearing Sir Campbell's old number 4. Waits long down the line, looking for Bowden. Couldn't get his first touch in TSL since his return. Hand passes it back there to Baker and
free kick, Jay Bowden.
Tackled. So Joe Bowden will go inside forward 50. His first touch since returning back to the TSL. Looks like a nice looking kick in the direction of Arnold. Just got to pursue this, Josh Arnold. Kick got smothered. In and under again. Hand pass out to Bowden. Couldn't quite take it. Ball spills out and we'll see a play on. Again, kick was smothered. Baker. Tompkinson. Snap kick out to that wing. Salt to the laid in. Wait just got in the jam with Meredith. Phillips. Wait. Has support out in Thompson. Can't quite do anything. We'll see this one trickle out of bounds for a throw in, Ryan.
What I love there from Jay Bowden was the follow-up. Obviously beating that one-on-one by Nick Baker, but his ability to get back in that contest would be really give his confidence a boost early in his TSL return, as we mentioned. First game since the final round of the 2020 season for that man after a fuse away at St Virgil's. Tompkinson wins a tap down. Phillips kicks back inside 50. Good mark taken there, though, on the paint of 50. I think it is Lockie Griggs it is. So it might have been a 50 against Joseph. Umpire says no. So benefit of the doubt there for Matty Joseph. Griggs comes up to the commentary side wing now. He's got Salter there laid in. It's a good grab from that man, Connor Salter. He gives a handball off to Kieran Lovell, the Bulldog medalist from last year. It's a good kick. Jack Tompkinson just takes 1, 2, 3 attempts and probably a bit stiff not to get paid the mark there, the big fella. His footy's on the deck now. Comes out to the Magpies on that far wing. What can they do with the footy in the middle of the ground now? They've got the numbers here. That man's Thompson. His kick's smothered though. Brody Rowbottom in there for the Magpies, as we said, back from St Virgil's in the Old Scholars also. They've got numbers at the footy. This is good from Glenorchy. But again, on that last line of defence inside 50, it's the Tigers. That man was number 18 in Lucas Ford. He's gone to the far side wing now. Tries to find a teammate there. He does in Mitchell Brower. Had a really good game last week, but I think 20-odd, 30 disposals last week in the loss. So good to see him start to make his name at TSL level. Footy on the far wing now. Out in front of James Webb. He can't take it, so boundary throw in. So still no score yet in this game as we tick into 3 minutes in.
Just an interesting point, Ryan. Sorry to cut you off. Kingborough actually won the clearance battle last week, so it's not often you'll see a side winning clearance, but
lost possession
didn't lose. So it's really interesting to see. Lovell, hand passes, just gets cut off. McInnes down the line, inside Forward 50, Bowden picks the ball up. Twisting, turning, Jay Bowden back on KG5. Sells a bit of candy. Size it up towards Arnold. Mark just got hindered with, I should say. Snap kick on goal from Glenorchy for the perfect start. Rowbottom there. Brodie Rowbottom in his return game to Glenorchy gets their first score on Ryan. Some great stuff by the veteran there, Jay Bowden. I can't stress this enough. He is such an important player for the Pies. Everyone knows it, but it's just so important.
Good to see him impact the game early too, Bo. Obviously, it takes a little bit for you to come back to this level of football and make an impact, but when you're the quality and the calibre of player that is Jay Bowden, there's absolutely no surprises from where we sit as to how quickly he's readapted to state league footy. So good to see two of the big inclusions for the Magpies in this game impact early with Jay Bowden, as I said, sitting out that one for Brodie Rowbottom. So first goal of the day to the Magpies.
Just some great stuff there from Glenorchy, really going inside 450.
It was, yeah, 4 or 5 repeat inside 50 entries, which is good. So ball back in the middle now. Clifford, skipper for the Tigers, gets his kick away. It's a big up and under. Salter's there. Mark taken by a teammate though. He gets around one. That's Riley Ashland. So Riley Ashland from the paint of 50. Can he immediately respond? I think he can. He has. So Riley Ashland. Harrison Gunther, the Magpies, giving it everything he could on the goal line, but to no avail. And Riley Ashland, though, has given the immediate response for the Tigers.
Yeah, just some great stuff. Riley Ashland to go inside forward 50 and just take the game on himself, really. It's something we're used to seeing from this Kingborough Tigers team. They can take the game on in patches and really do some damage on the scoreboard. Obviously, it's a goal apiece, but so just some great stuff from Kingborough going inside forward 50.
Definitely was. So reset now in the middle. This corresponding game last year was a massive win to the Tigers. Obviously a completely different lineup Glenorchy have put out on the park this year, but good to see the Magpies in this contest early. This umpire throws the ball back up now. Tompkinson with the tap over his shoulder. Doesn't really work out to how he wanted to Clifford. Numbers at the footy though on the deck. Let's try to rip that out. Umpire calls holding the ball. So that one's going to go against Brodie Rowbottom. Umpire tells Jack Tompkinson to reset, trying to give that off one to Kieran Lovell, but he gets called again. So Nick Baker with the footy now. Not his best work by foot, Nick Baker. Works out all right though to Lovell. He's going to bring wide to Ben Donnelly. Best full back in the comp in my book, though. This man is an absolute star, Ben Donnelly. He kicks forward now. Colin Skeen, your man. He can't take the mark. Comes out in front of Griggs to Clifford, tries to give to Gardner, he can't take it. Ashland with the footy now. He gives off to Brodie Rowbottom for the opposing team, so he kicks forward. Bowden in front. Good recovery here from Jay Bowden. This is what we've seen early in this game. 2 or 3 solid efforts from the Prince of KG5, and that's terrific work there from Jay Bowden to cause a stoppage, Bo.
I think it's been a little bit ridiculous. He's been playing the old school. This guy looks like he can really
the last 3 years.
Keep going. I was at his retirement game actually at North Hobart, and obviously he was a star back then. As the ball goes out for throw-in, my man Joey Gregory will do throwing duties. But yeah, I remember being at his retirement game, and he still looked like he had it at that game. I can remember. And now that he's pulled on the black and white, I'm not sure how many games he'll play. I'm sure he'll play a few for Glenorchy as they look to push for finals, of course. And we see Tompkinson, the big man, looking out the ruck. Clifford in the direction of our man Skeen. Sammy McNamara with his first touch, I think it is, in TSL football. Did well to compose himself. Off the hands of Donnelly. And then Ashland's happy to see that one out of bounds. In fact,
tell us, sorry to cut in, but tell us a little bit about Sean McNamara. What can we expect from him today?
Well, I think his grand final last year, I think it was 16s, he still plays 18s. I think we've seen him off the half-back line today, Sam McNamara, so he's got some good speed as well, I reckon.
Which we saw there.
Just off half-back for the Pies. We see Tompkinson take that one. Phillips was in there. Thompson gets the hand pass out. Tompkinson again in the direction of Ashland. A bit of body contact there from the veteran, Lovell. Back inside kick is perfect. Spots up a teammate in Baker. In fact, it wasn't Baker. It was Brewer. As the Tigers go inside forward 50. Ashland, I think it is. Kick inside forward 50. A little bit too hot to handle. And Callum Thompson will snap this one up. Phillips. Big inclusion this year, Kobe Phillips. Played a handful of games last year for Glenorchy along the wing and did a really good job. As we see Adam Roberts, another returning Pie, go long down the wing. Second home game in the direction of Dan Muir, who's had to have the jumper swap, obviously with Jay Bowden coming back in and snaffled up there by Donnelly.
Donnelly kicks forward now, trying to find a teammate there. Couldn't take the mark. Back inside the centre square now. Play on, says the umpire. Might have been touched off the boot. Tigers with the numbers inside. They're going to go back to come forward through Donnelly. He's got Clifford wide. He's got company, so elects to go back inside to Griggs. Griggs kicks forward. Lovell just a one-handed pick up from that man. Terrific work from Kieran Lovell. He's set upon by 4 players. Gives off to a teammate who goes for goal. That looks pretty good from here, but good work on the goal line from Blake Waite.
Might have won the medal last year for the Anzac Day medal. I'm not quite sure on that. I think he would have polled pretty well in the boats though.
Might have been 1 or 2 medals Bowie won last year. Obviously that Darryl Baldock win in the grand final. So footy back in the forward half of the ground now for the Magpies. Tigers do well to get this one out though. They've got numbers on the far wing. Brings it back almost to the paint at 50. Numbers though evened up a little bit now, so what can they do here, the Magpies? This footy's on that far side. We mentioned pre-game, though, from where we stand up in the commentary box, it's a little bit hard to see without the binoculars in hand across the far side of the ground, so we do apologise if at some point we get a little bit of a mix-up with player names or numbers, but the more the footy's on this side of the ground, the better for us, so...
I think we'll see a lot of the play on the other side of the wing at KG5.
Does tend to sit over there a little bit, especially if it's been there for an extended period of time. So Webb applies a strong tackle against his old mob, Glenorchy Premiership player from all those years ago back in 2016. Come across to Tigers after a year away from footy last year and played in another TSL Premiership. Lovell gives off to a teammate in Griggs. He finds another teammate on the far wing.
Eddie Golding.
So he kicks forward to Marcus Gardner. That's a good grab from the big man. So Gardner kicks inside 50 now. He's got a couple on. Good work there, though, from Harrison Gunther, the skipper for the Magpies. He leaves his opponent and comes straight out, but that's gone straight down the throat. Think back to Jack Tompkinson. So some early touches for the big man who loves to impose himself on a game of footy. Tompkinson kicks inside 50. Salter flies, can't take the mark. Magpies do well to get this out now. And what can they do with the footy now? Quick kick out. It's going to go up the far wing.
Down to that outer wing. Nice mark taken there from the Kingborough defender. It might have been Donnelly.
Hunter right stiff there though, Bo.
Yeah, certainly was. Donnelly in the middle of the ground, just off the hands of a teammate. Blofield's going to try to pursue him. It was Ashley, in fact, crashing the pack there. Was that man Brereton? Kick inside forward 50. What do they got? Salter just charges and leads the pack. Now Blofield gets the hand pass out to Adam Roberts. Twisting, turning Roberts chooses to go back in the corridor to the 100-game veteran and premiership player Josh Whitford. Whitford spots up another premiership teammate in Hayden. Kick inside forward 50 in the Bowden direction. We're going to call his name a lot when it even goes near him. And a nice mark there by the big man Marcus Gardner. Spots up a teammate in Baker. Kick inside forward 50 in the direction of Tompkinson, and Meredith gets his first win of the day. Cooper Meredith come on in leaps and bounds in that full-back position. Arnold to Waite, another key backman for the Pies this afternoon if they're going to be any chance of winning. Waite spots up Jay Bowden on that outer wing. Kick inside the middle is dropped by Hunter Wright. Stiff arms Gardner, back to Waite. Waite shrugs a few, just poultry in motion. Kick inside forward 50 to the leader, Manson. Played his 100th game last week. Isaac Manson. And now quick kick out there from Donnelly. We'll find Connor Salter on.
Salter against his old mob too, bloke. Former Glenorchy players, Connor Salter. He brings back inside to a teammate. So just slowing the tempo down a little bit now, the Tigers. They've been well held so far in this game by the Magpies. Colin Skeen's going to fly for this footy. Mark taken, but the umpire denies him of it. So we get 50-metre penalty. So not too sure what that one was for. I might have dropped the footy as he came down, Colin Skeen, instead of giving it back. So costly one. So Jack Mayles is the man with the footy now. So Jack Mayles will kick this from, I want to predict, Bo, just inside 50. So looks like he's going to fancy himself from here, but we can see deep inside 50. Matty Joseph, Jay Bowden. So some dangerous heads in that goal square.
They've flooded the back line though, Ryan.
They have. They're outnumbered here. So if this doesn't go the distance, they've got some work to do as Mayles. It's not going to sit. Matty Joseph, terrific work at the fall of the footy. Footy doesn't agree with him though. He doesn't bounce. He kicks off the deck. Tigers with the numbers level. He gives off to a teammate. That man's Brewer. He kicks inside. Fly from Lockie Clifford. That's almost a great grab from the skipper. He gives off to Ashland. He gives back to Clifford. Clifford goes back and they're in danger here, the Tigers. Good tackle there from Thompson. Another one almost from Whitford on Ashland. And this ball's going to find the boundary line, which is ideally what you'd want if you're a Tiger, because immediate pressure there from the Magpies.
Yeah, Salter's just coming up to the contest, Ryan, and waits just that extra man back in defence for the hack kick out.
So you'd think Connor Salter will probably play a similar role today to what a James Idson or a Max College would do.
I reckon it looks like he can fly as well.
He can. He's a good player. Missed a lot of footy last year, I think with some work restrictions, but has played a lot of D-League footy and a lot of senior footy the year before. Played in the 2022 grand final up at Utah Stadium that the Tigers lost against Launceston a couple of years ago. So
was named emergency a few times.
He was, yeah. Plenty of experience does Connor Salter have. Ashland with the footy now. Phillips tries to tackle him. Good tackle there though from the Magpies coach and Josh Arnold. He isn't rewarded. Bit of confusion, I think, out there. So umpire calls for a ball up.
Good to see him back this week, Josh Arnold.
Missed a couple of weeks.
Missed a couple. I think they would have just held him off for Anzac Day, which is what we thought 2 weeks ago. So
footy in the hands of Callum Thompson. Hayden kicks inside 50. Mark taken over the back there. That's a good grab. Push called though by the umpire. So robbed of another one there, the Magpies. Good smother though off the boot there. Footy comes back out wider now. Colin Skeen's got the steady. He might have overrun that, he did. So Blake Waite with the footy now. As we said, came back last week after he missed the Lauderdale game. Blake Waite kick inside to his coach and Josh Arnold.
Got Meredith
He finds space. Meredith is both just called. He's wider. So Meredith, can he kick this footy inside 50 and find a teammate? He's got Bowden wide. That was never to his advantage though. Lockie Godomski's far too good of a defender to not grab that. Congratulations to that man. Also 100 games last week in the game that honours his late brother Alex. So game 101 this week for Lockie Godomski. Footy on the far wing. Adam Roberts finds a boundary line. So we get reset in play here. 16 and a half minutes gone. 1 goal apiece. Brodie Rowbottom kicked the first of the day for the Magpies before we saw the immediate response from Riley Ashland about 30 seconds later. So good set for the boundary umpire to throw this ball back in. Gardner wins that one down, but it goes straight to Glenorchy. Roberts is going to mop up he got that from Hayden. Kick inside 50 now. Good spoil over the back, and Bowden can't find the footy before the boundary line beats him. So I think, Bo, if you're Glenorchy, you'd be pretty happy with this start. I think the key was to contain the Tigers early. And if they can be right in this game, as we saw 2 weeks ago with North Hobart, if they can be right in the game for longer periods, there are every chance to cause an upset here today.
Reid, nice throw in. Just either up and failing to get the tap down there. Scrubby little kick in the direction of a teammate. It was Hunter Wright who couldn't get down low and get the ball. Griggs, Lovell, 2 veterans of the TSL combined. Nice sliding mark taken from that man Jack Tompkinson, who gets down low. One of the premier ruckmen of the competition, Jack Tompkinson. If he's not the best, he's certainly very near the best. As we see, Simpson punched that one over the line. We'll see a throw in. Tyler Carter and Harrison Gunther will be the deepest matchup.
Interesting matchup, that.
I think Carter will. You probably won't have the the easiest day against Harrison Gunther, who we saw had a day out against North Hobart. Was we see Wright and Gardner. Wright wins the tap down, hand pass off from Ashland. Clifford. And then Salter's going to pick this one up, spinning along the boundary line. Meeting him was McNamara, Hayden, Colin Skeen, twisting, turning. Snap kick in. Was just cut off. Clifford in and under. Griggs, Lovell. Kick inside forward 50, and Thompson will track back in the hole. The Claremont Junior Football Club junior there. Callum Thompson hits up milestone man Josh Whitford. Whitford finds a teammate, and then he'll go to Simpson, who looked to play on here. Brady Simpson out wide towards us. Nice mark taken from Isaac Manson. Spots up Jay Bowden. What can the veteran do here? One of the most exciting players the TSL has ever seen, Jay Bowden, and it's not a very good kick. Bouncing towards the goal face. Numbers favour Kingborough. Bowden, was he pushed off it? Baker did a good job if it wasn't, and he didn't get pushed off it according to the umpire. Manson goes for the play, not the ball, and we'll see a throw in. I think that was probably a pushed.
Yeah, probably missed there for the umpire. Heard it from the Glenorchy bench, so it's clear as present day. It was a hand in the back there. Well disguised though by Nick Baker. Give that man some credit. So it's been good to see Jay Bowden in this contest early though. It's been everywhere for Glenorchy. This footy comes back in now. Tomkinson's going to lead out the strike tape. He just takes it. It gives off to Lovell, who gives to teammate in Baker. Tries to find Salter. He keeps the footy in just. And James Webb's going to win this ball. He gives off to a teammate there. That man's number 15 in Mitchell Brower. He's got Tyler Carter. He drops out of the hole. Gunther's got a bit of work to do now. Tyler Carter. Good tackle applied though. That's a terrific grab by Nathan Blowfield on Tyler Carter. And that's holding the ball every day of the week. So, footy on the far half-back flank now. Coach Josh Arnold will love that from Nathan Blowfield.
Had a good year last year, Nathan Blowfield.
Yeah, really good year. Really good couple of years from Nathan Blowfield since breaking into this line-up. But Connor Salter was found on his own inside 50 there. Gunther had to come up and meet him, but he was just a few seconds late. So, Tigers will have a set shot on goal now as we just almost hit the 21-minute mark of the first quarter.
He's had an impact early, Connor Salter. James Knights in the
really
laid
good
out for him, so he's had a big impact early.
See Kieran Lovell come to the bench. Riley Ashland on Blake Waite for the Magpies on the Brody Rowbottom. So a few changes for both sides as Connor Salter struts in. He'll kick this from about 45 metres out. Slight angle. He's got the distance. Does he got the accuracy? He does. So terrific finish there from Connor Salter. He salutes to the crowd. That's a second for the Tigers. They take a one-goal lead here. 21 and a half minutes gone in the first quarter.
Just got trapped on the turnover there, the Pies. They thought it might have been a ball out to that outer wing, but obviously Kingborough did well to win that ball back and come through the middle of the ground to find Connor Salter. So he's had a really good start to the game. Obviously 1-0-6 to 2-0-12. So
what I've loved from him, Bo, is, as you called earlier, his ability to come up and impact the game outside of his preferred area inside 50. We've seen him on this commentary side wing 3 or 4 occasions take a grab or impact a bit of play. So
just aerial contest is bringing what James likes and would usually bring in.
Exactly what Coach Trent Bulmer, I suspect, would have asked of him. So great to see him in for his first senior game this year.
Tomkinson, slid out of the rack. Hand pass off to a teammate, Webb. Kick inside forward 50, scrubby. It might work. McNamara leads the pack. Carter, spinning, twisting, turning. Got a toe on it, only just. And we'll see a ball up. Colin Skeen run McNamara down.
Good defensive pressure inside 50 for Glenorchy.
So, tap down there was from Gunther. Webb failing to pick that one up. Gunther does well to get the hand pass off to Kobe Phillips, who's taken in a strong tackle. And we'll see this one trickle out for a boundary throw-in. Curtis Reid will throw this one in. So 23 minutes gone here in the first quarter of this massive Anzac Day clash. Traditional rivals. Nice tap down there from Gardner. Webb all combining. Webb goes in and under again to get that one. And then Clifford got tackled. Gardner. Quick hand pass out there from Finlay, who's a new inclusion of this Pies team. Males gets wrapped up. Of course, Jacob Finlay
Made his debut last week, I understand.
up north for the Pies, so probably a big inclusion. Looks like a bigger body around the midfield, which is probably something that they needed. Meredith. There's the switch on. He'll elect to go there. Carter's going to try and cut this one off. Waite does well to sit himself under the ball. He'll play on now. Waite finds Rowbottom. Quick hand pass off. Waite does well to get the handball received. Just turns it over. Gardner in the middle of that one. And Kingborough have the numbers. Kick will go inside forward 50 in the Carter direction. McNamara does well. He's a big body to tackle, and he does well, the young man. Skeen trying to rip the ball out. Pies with the numbers. Waite spots up Josh Arnold.
Josh Arnold with the footy now. Playing coach back today, kicks inside. That's a beautiful kick from the playing coach, Josh Arnold. Roberts, he's got another player on the far wing.
Blake Waite.
So Blake Waite. So Waite will go inside. Jay Bowden's out. Inside 50, can't take the mark. Recovered well there though. What can he do with the footy? Just numbers inside 50 for the Tigers is going to repel any chance at goal that was there. So Brower with the footy now. He gives a looping handball wide. Should kick over the top to James Webb. Not 15, says the umpire. Gives it back to a teammate. They've got time and space to the Tigers. That kick's not the best off the boot though. Brady Simpson mops that footy up. He's going to come back to Josh Arnold. So sat and waited there to the Magpies coach. Gives off to the vice-captain in Matty Joseph. 7 goals this year so far for that man since his return from D50 to forward 50. Hunter Wright gave off to Blake Waite. Waite goes forward again. What can they do here? Another inside 50. Not the best kick off the boot. Bowden's got front spot. He's tackled though. Umpire, I think, will call ball up, and he does.
Yeah. From the stats last week, it looks like Glenorchy just looking to take territory. Instead of over handballing, there was a substantial differential last week between handballs and kicks.
So Wright wins that one down in the ruck against Tompkinson. No one can get a clearance though. And then the ball up. We'll get a score update for you from North Hobart Oval at the first break here. Game brought to you on the live stream by Andrew Cooling and Mitch McPherson at North Hobart Oval between the Bombers and the Demons. Footy back out of the inside 50 arc for Glenorchy now. Tigers look to clear this one, but it's not going to go too far. Boundary line beats all comers.
Good to see the relived rivalry organiser James Wiggins.
James Wiggins,
the great man.
So boundary throw in, probably our 5th or 6th boundary throw in on this far wing boat.
Yeah, a lot of play will be, a lot of ball will be played out this further wing run.
Tompkinson battles, wins it down in front. Good work though from the Magpies. That's Hayden. He gives off to Phillips, I should say, and there goes the siren for quarter time. So tight ball game here at the first break at KG5. It's the Tigers leading this one 2 straight 12 to Glenorchy 1-0-6. Goal kickers for you at the first break. Connor Salter kicked the final one of that quarter. Riley Ashland, the other goal kicker for the Tigers, and for the hosts was Brodie Rowbottom with the first goal of the contest. So, Bo, I think pretty happy if you're both sides of this game. Obviously, we think Glenorchy probably controlled the early points of that first quarter, a repeat inside 50s, but just the 1 goal on the board. So probably from that perspective, Coach Trent Bormala will be pretty happy. And if you're Josh Arnold, I think you'd be really happy to contain the Tigers, who are a really dangerous inside 50 team, to just the 2 goals on the first change.
Yeah, I think if you're either team, you'd be really happy. Are they going to Jay Bowden just a little bit more than what they probably should? Yeah, but it's still the honeymoon period for them coming back. So, of course, he's a big target. I don't blame him for going up forward to him, but can they look at some different options? Obviously, they might even double team Bowden, Kingborough. So it'll be interesting to see how they can get Bowden back into the game and really start to put some pressure on this Kingborough outfit.
You made a good point there, but it's a little bit like the Buddy Franklin effect that Sydney went when he went to the Swans. Obviously, when he's there, you want to kick it to him because he's such a dangerous prospect, but the danger is, do you kick it to him too much that the opposition team knows where you're going to go every time you go inside 50. So
looks like he has a tag on him, so...
Yeah, Nick Baker will probably play him for the majority of the day, so that'll be a wait and see on that contest. So we'll take a short break here at KG5. Tigers lead this one by one straight goal. We'll be back with you on the live stream to start the second quarter in just a little bit.
Sounding really good.
Good stuff.
How are we sounding?
Good. Yeah. Cool.
It's like Bowden. Keep saying Bowden.
Yeah, Bowden.
Yeah.
Someone.
Yeah,
D-section.
yeah.
What did you say?
It's Bowden instead of Bowden. So
Yeah, I was going to give you the same to you on the screen, but yeah, it's Bowden. A few people call him Bowden. Yeah, Jay Bowden.
that's not. Doesn't sound too bad. To be fair, it's not.
Yes,
great.
I think you can tell it, really, yeah.
What round is this?
5. Yeah, ready to go. Hello and welcome back to KG5 for Tasmanian State League Round 5 Anzac Day action here on a Thursday. Ryan Rosendale with you on the AFL Tas live stream alongside Bo Downham. Bo, as we spoke off during the break. You'd be pretty happy if you're Glenorchy. And the Tigers probably a little bit of work to do, given that they had a lot of repeat entries inside 50, especially with Tyler Carter in the mix late in that quarter, but weren't able to extend that margin out to beyond the goal that they have at the break.
Yeah, unfortunately not. They haven't capitalised with their inside 50s, Glenorchy, but they definitely won't be too worried at this stage in the game. It's obviously only a goal or a kick in front of Kingborough. So I reckon if Glenorchy can get the first centre clearance here and give themselves the best option going forward, that'll be really handy. It's great to see, I believe, former coach Ben Beams coming back to the Pies this year in an assistant coach role. So it's great to see all these new faces and old faces returning. Of course, we'll speak to a special guest up at the half-time break. We'll talk to him a little bit more about that, but great to see some old Glenorchy faces coming together and bringing this club back to what it was.
Yeah, plan to have Glenorchy President Peter Barwick with us at the half-time break just to chat all things Glenorchy and the way they've been able to really rebuild this club from where they were this time 12 months ago. Score update for you from North Hobart. The Demons lead that one 3-0. Bow down and back in the middle with you.
Tompkinson, and then just the tap down. Clifford's in there, shrugs the Hayden tackle up and under kick on the vicinity of inside forward 50. Trickles in there, Skeen, just a little bit too hot to handle for him. Webb gets the hand pass out. It was intended for Kieran Lovell, but we'll see a ball up. So again, Kingborough getting the first clearance. They won the clearance battle last week. Unfortunately couldn't come away with a win. It was a narrow loss to Clarence at Blunstone Arena. Tompkinson just volleyball slaps that one out. Spinning, twisting, turning. James Webb unleashes on goal. Thompson with a good smother in pretty cold conditions, we should say, at KG5 here.
Wind picking up now, though. It's Matty Joseph. Has to get to the deck to grab that, but he does it well. So, Magpies vice captain. What can he do with the footy now? He's got a teammate inside, that's Hayden. So, the Quaffle Premiership player, Glenorchy Premiership player too, I should say, kicks inside to Brady Simpson. He gives an inside ball again to Brody Rowbottom. He's going to go long inside 50. Mark taken, no. Good pressure here from the Tigers inside defensive 50, and that one I think is going to go through for behind. It is, so dangerous signs early in the second quarter for the Tigers as Glenorchy press forward. So kick in now.
A few spares out.
They do, yeah. You called it well, Bo. A lot of spares out here. That man, Thompson, can't take the mark. Does well to apply some pressure though, Joe. Arnold. Probably a little bit stiff there, Josh Arnold. It might have been a case of letting go of the ball, Will Clifford, and then Arnold tackle, but umpire says no. Tompkinson takes the mark, gives off to Lovell. He's starting to work his way in this game of footy well. He kicks to the advantage of Skeen. The Gunther's there. Colin Skeen, though, he might end up with a footy. He does. And Colin Skeen kicks his first goal of the day. So well played there from the Tigers. Footy out in front of Colin Skeen, and Gunther did all he could and has a few words to the umpire. It looks like he's come up a little bit proppy from that contest, so we'll keep our eye on that. But the old man, Bo, Colin Skeen's hit the scoreboard early in the second quarter. Did
well just to get on the other side of his opponent, and he didn't make it easy for himself. The dribble kick was not easy to size up from an angle like that, especially with the wind blowing in your face like it is here. It's starting to pick up the KG5, so
it's gotten very windy in the last 2-3 minutes, Bo.
A few clouds around as well, so
fingers crossed the rain holds off.
Yeah, let's hope so. Wet weather footy is sometimes be interesting, Ryan, as we go back into the middle. McInnes got the leap on Tompkinson, couldn't get a hand to it. Webb, Whitford, two premiership teammates go at it. High contact free kicks plucked to James Webb. So he started off the game against his old side really well, James Webb. Kick inside forward 50, Lovell's there, Carter leads out, Lovell twisting, turning, snapping up the goal, Kieran Lovell will go to that outer side for a minor.
Really smart there though from Kieran Lovell, though. Most players would have gone up and tried to contest that mark alongside their teammate in Carter, but such at the smarts of Kieran level that he sat and waited. He knew if Tyler Carter wasn't going to grab that footy, he was going to fall to the ball and was in the perfect spot to kick a goal. But opportunity gone beating there as Phillips.
Gunther's still looking really cocky, right?
Yeah, he is. Trainer out there with him now. Real hard nut, Harrison Gunther, so it'll take a little bit for him to come off, but we'll keep our eye on it. His footy's in deep D50 for Glenorchy now. Phillips gets it back though. Kicks up the far wing. Finds a teammate in Manson. Kicked 3 goals in his milestone game last week. Bo was really solid up at Utah Stadium. He kicks forward now. Maybe a push out there. Umpire says no. Bowden and Baker. That's going to be a fascinating duel all day. Two absolute stars of this competition. Really at the polar opposite ends of their careers though. Bowden, the veteran, and Baker. It's funny to say he's an up-and-comer bloke because he's been around for so long. He's obviously a former Tassie Devil Mariners player and spent all those years at Lauderdale, a part of those 3 grand finals in a row, but now a Tiger. Gunther takes that one out in front of Colin Skeen in the mismatch. Looks good with the kick, so maybe just a bit of a corky potentially from Gunther a few minutes ago. Griggs kicks back inside to Brower. So what can he do with the footy, Mitch Brower? He's going to wait and just slow play down here. Umpire calls him now to play on. He tries to get around the man on the mark. Kicks inside 50. Gunther's going to fly. Can't take the grab. Wait. Mops up well for his teammate. Kick out wide now for the Magpies on the far wing.
So kick is just cut off. Hayden combines with Thompson. Bowden in the middle of KG5. How many times have we said that throughout his career? Joseph. Bowden combine. Inside forward 50. Kick to the advantage of Hayden. What a kick. They're going to go 1 kick extra Glenorchy and finds Riley Oakley, I think it is, or Rowbottom.
Brody Rowbottom, but
Brody Rowbottom returning to the TSL this year after a year or two with the old scholars at St Virgil's. I'm pretty sure he was a premiership player there as well.
Yep.
So Rowbottom to get the perfect start here for Glenorchy and bring it back within a kick. Rowbottom, easy kick for him. And they love it here at Glenorchy. That's their second goal. 2 goals, 1, 13 to 3 goals, 1, 19 here on.
So Brody Rowbottom, he kicks his second along with the Pie second. What I loved about that passage of play, Bo, was it was all their main experienced heads in Jay Bowden, and what Jay did really well there was that he was able to get the mark inside, kick it to Matty Joseph, and then also get the play on because he knew Geordie Hayden was on inside 50. Terrific grab from that man, and then they had numbers, as you said, both streaming inside 50, and Brody Rowbottom was the deepest of those. So
in fact, it was his second.
It was his second. So yeah, really good work from all the Glenorchy runners there. So
they're a good running team.
They are. I think that's what they pride themselves on too. Even in the last couple of years when they had been down, is that their ability to run out games has been really strong. So 6 and 7 minutes gone, I should say, now in the second quarter. 2-1-13 plays 3-1-19. So we're back to a solid goal margin for the Tigers. As footy inside now. Kick forward. Good grab taken on half forward.
Might be Oakley.
Oakley kicks to the advantage of Jay Bowden. The Prince can't take the grab. Umpire didn't pay a free kick either. Not for that tackle as well. That's not the best kick off the boot. Lovell's going to do well though to mop up. He kicks even wider now. Tried to use his body there. Did the Tigers mid. Couldn't really work it out well though as the Magpies come back inside. Fall of the ball was Bowden. I think he might have got a free kick on that occasion. He has.
Listen to the crowd, Ryan.
And the crowd love it.
I'll go berserk if he kicks this.
I think I wrote in the preview during the week, Bo, that he dragged a few more back through the gate of KG5 with the Prince, and I think that's definitely
you can tell early, yeah.
Turned out today. Obviously a Thursday, so a lot of people, public holiday with Anzac Day, a lot of people with the day off have come out to watch Jay Bowden in his return to KG5 and also the TSL. So he said,
bring the house down, I reckon. The big crowd that's in.
So for his first goal in the TSL since he kicked 3 in September 2020, can he kick 1 on his return, Jay Bowden? He can't. So opportunity goes begging for the Magpies. Takes the host to 2-2-14. Footy back out now through Donnelly. He kicks up the wing. Finds a teammate in Tompkinson who's going to bring it back inside. Dangerous kick, but James Webb does well. So the man in the fluoro green boots. He kicks back out to the far wing. It goes to number 17 for the Tigers, Eddie Golding. So Golding, he's got Gardner on, but not to the advantage of that man. And Gunther mops up again, Bo Downham.
Gunther out wide to Phillips. Got some leading targets, does well to hit one up. They just couldn't quite mark it. I think it was Roberts. Twisting, turning, spinning out of that tackle there. It was good from Brewer. And inside forward 50, kick goes. Just hindered with the mark. Blowfield does well to nearly pick it up. Lovell sizing up the goals for number 2. Dribbling kick. Lovell gets his second of the day.
His first, Bo, sorry, missed that one earlier.
Yeah, he did, sorry. So Kieran Lovell with his first of the game. One of the most experienced campaigners out there, of course, got drafted to Hawthorn, Ryan. So
came back from the AFL and won a premiership with Box Hill in the twos there, and then was delisted, unfortunately, came back to Kingborough for a number of years and then went away to the Sandful for, I think, a season, maybe 2 seasons, and then made his return to Kingborough a couple of years ago and has really led the charge in that midfield group alongside names like Lockie Clifford and Eddie Cole, who's not out there today, suspended for 1 game, so he'll be back next week, you'd think.
Just a very classy player, Kieran Lovell.
He is. All you got to do is look at that grand final he played last year. Came in with under a bit of an injury cloud last year. Went down in that qualifying final win, but did all he could to come back and was an absolute star on grand final today. Ashland to Tompkinson, tries to do a little bit of a down handball to come back up, but it didn't work well for him. Goes inside 50 now, the Tigers. Well played there though by the defence for Glenorchy. They got some pressure on now as Carter gives off to a teammate. He goes from the paint at 50. It's not his best work off the boot. So that'll go out on the 4. I think it might have been Kieran Lovell on that occasion again. So almost 11 minutes gone now in the second quarter. As I said, expecting to have Glenorchy President Peter Barwick with us at the half-time break. Talk about all things Glenorchy, Jay Bowden's return, the return of the Development League side who were able to get their first win last year, and obviously what it means to host Anzac Day here at KG5. So expecting Peter to join us at the break. Footy in the hands of Glenorchy on the far wing now. Good kick up the line. So they're going to hold up play here now, and they've got numbers if they want them. Isn't to the advantage of a teammate there, number 17 in Hunter Wright, back today, but Tigers have it. Good mark taken there though on the deck by Hayden. Should hear the words Peel. So gives to his coach in Josh Arnold, who gives off to Bowden. So premiership teammates, 3 of them combined there, all played in that 2016 grand final for Glenorchy. So Blake Waite, now what can he do? Matthew Richardson medalist from last year. That's a good kick from Blake Waite.
It's up Oakley.
It's up Oakley. So Oakley's going to kick from just inside 50 with the Kingborough fans directly behind him in the wing on the grandstand below where we usually see the away team supporters sit.
Although he's on the bench, I'd love to see Dan Muir get involved in the game.
Yeah, it'd be handy if you could pair up Dan and Jay inside 50, Bowden and Muir. Oakley coming back, but not enough. It just goes through for a behind. So 2-3-15 now Glenorchy, 4-1-25 Kingborough.
Deep. Full back here is Donnelly. He'll go straight up the corridor. Spots up Tompkinson. That's a nice set play. Tompkinson. And passes it off. Clifford. Webb all combined. A few premiership stars within the mix. Gardner back to Webb. They're just dashing through here. It's easy as you like. And Ashland's going to size the goals up now. His second, just as easy as you like, Ryan Rosendale.
That's terrific play there. That is a set play, you'd think, from Coach Trent Bulmer and the Tigers.
Coast to coast.
Coast to coast, from Donnelly to Tompkinson to Webb. I think Clifford was involved there, back to James Webb, who gave to Gardner, and he got it back again and gave to Ashland. A lot of names involved there in that play, Bo, and that was a terrific bit of play. And when Kingborough, the reigning premiers, move the footy like that, they're incredibly hard to stop. So
just got split up the middle.
They did, yeah. They were caught napping. They probably didn't expect it to come that quick and fast back up the top end of the ground. So 5-1-31, 2-4-16 now as we hit the 13.5-minute mark.
McInnes was just a bit slow to catch on to Tompkinson.
Yeah, Tompkinson, I think, you could see Jack was really looking for that footy inside and he got caught napping, as you said, Bo. So a little bit of work to do as the young ruckman for the Magpies. Tompkinson just takes an almost mark there and cops one high, so he'll get a free kick. Well, Jack Tompkinson gets a footy back from the umpire. He's got runners on. One of them comes off half back as Will Clifford. He kicks inside 50.
Nice.
Well spoiled there from Harrison Gunther. He's going to make his job hard, but that's a great tackle there. It might have been a push, I think it was. So advantage taken by the Magpies. Finlay kicks up to Joseph. He's got the sit now, but he's got Griggs for company. 100th game of TSL footy for him. Not his best work off the boot. Gives straight to Arnold. Arnold goes forward for Glenorchy. Not his best shoe either, Josh Arnold. Lockie Gadomski mops up.
Unfortunately, you just can't let these key backmans of Kingborough get front position if your Hunter Wright is a
Free
pretty
kick.
inexperienced
There was a free kick in there by, I think, Geordie Hayden hit Gadomski late, so umpire was right there. Footy on the wing now, Donnelly gives to Clifford, the skipper. He kicks forward to Skeen. He can't take the mark, tries to go one-handed. Good tackle, though, on the recovery from Colin Skeen. So we'll get a stop in play. What can Tigers do here? Can they get this footy forward? They've got numbers aplenty inside 50. Gardner can test against McGuinness. Webb and Arnold, premiership teammates from 2016. So footy stops again. All the big names in there. Brody Rowbottom calls for him. Clifford, great handball out from the skipper to Kieran Lovell, and he calls for Carter. He can't take the mark though. It's been a call from the umpire. I think it might be a free kick to Tyler Carter. It is. So Harrison Gunther doesn't really agree with that one. I think it might have been for a hold. So Tyler Carter's going to have his first set shot on goal today. Not the prettiest footballer in terms of the way he goes about it, Bo. And I say that with all due respect because he's such a talent, Tyler Carter. He works his way in an unorthodox way, but as you see there, he knows how to find the big sticks, and Tyler Carter kicks his first of the day. He's one of the best forwards this competition's seen in the last 3 to 4 seasons, probably even longer than that. And they get their sixth of the day, so 6-1, 37 now, the Kingborough Tigers, and they've taken a really strong lead here early, 2-4-16 Glenorchy boat in the second quarter.
Just don't know if there's a key matchup in this competition for Tyler Carter, who's obviously such a big body, tall, and much like Jack Tompkinson.
He's so hard to match up on.
He's quite big, and he's got some big levers as well. So when he goes to mark and when he gets front position, it's really difficult for them to counteract that. But again, Glenorchy just really sloppy with that free kick. They would not have liked that. Coach Josh Arnold would not be impressed at the slightest. Gardner, Lovell. Just some great midfield stuff here from Kingborough as they look to go on the vicinity of the outside 50. And then kick inside forward 50. Carter. Skeen. Snap on goal. Will miss. And now they go get their second point of the afternoon. So can you see how quickly Kingborough moving this football? You see Gunther in the direction of McInnes, who takes a nice mark. Played a number of games last year. Matthew McInnes, Whitford. And now Finlay takes a bounce on KG5. Kick inside forward 50 is just met there by Gadomski. They look to go inside to Lovell. Wheels round to that right foot. Hits up a teammate.
Might be one of the debutants, Bo. Might be Sam Evans.
In Evans. You're right, Ryan. Evans will go out a little bit wider. Now they go inside forward 50. Salter and Wait. We just see this one trickle out for a throw-in, so...
As we said pre-game, both 3 debutants today for the Tigers. Watt, Carmichael and Evans. So good to see those 3 young men break into this, what's been a really settled and tough lineup to break into for the last number of years.
Not often you
Tigers,
see
no.
3 debutants in a game.
Yeah, obviously the suspensions of Eddie Cole and Max College have probably allowed for that, but clearly all 3 men have been toiling away in the Development League and have really earned their spot. Trent Bumler, not a coach to just give games to players, so clearly 3 young talents in this lineup as Lovell spins his way out of trouble. Jack Tomkinson's there, so is Connor Salter. Tigers with the numbers, they've got a lot of work to do here in the defensive 50 to the Magpies. Skeen. I think Clifford's a man with a footy on the bottom of that pack. So we'll get another ball up. I
think what makes Kieran Lovell so great, Ryan, is his the way that he can kick on both feet.
Yeah,
It's such a valuable thing
Yep.
to have in this game.
One of the best left-right combos I think this competition's ever seen, Kieran Lovell. No matter what side of the body he's on, he's got full faith in his ability to be able to finish with the ball. So as I said, no Eddie Cole today, no Max College, and also no Murray Bastick. So Murray's really become a key pillar in that defensive 50 for the Tigers since he came across from Signet last year. So some key outs on every line for the Tigers. Eddie Cole from the midfield, Max College from inside 50, and Murray Bastick from the defensive end. As Lovell with the footy, it looks pretty good, but it's going to drift wide. So one goal, I think two now for Kieran Lovell, maybe one goal, three though. So 6-3, 39 plays, 2-4, 16 as we approach the 20-minute mark in the second quarter here at KG5. What can they do with the footy now, Glenorchy? They bring it to the commentary side wing. Josh Arnold's there. He can't spoil. Good mark taken there by number 30 in Joey Brower. He kicks back inside 50. There's numbers there. Tompkinson flies. Good spoil there, though, from Gunther. And we'll get another boundary throw in.
Starting to get pretty cold here at KG5.
It's fresh up in the commentary position, Bo.
I'm sure the players will think about going to the long sleeves at
You're
half
a brave
time.
man in shorts.
Usually I'm a shorts guy. Can't say I wear pants too often. It's probably not great. Tompkinson tried to rip it out the ruck. Meredith, quick kick out there for McNamara. Brewer just couldn't mark it. Hands it off to a teammate. He looked to go inside forward 50. It was White. Kick on the vicinity of goal. Tompkinson's out the back. Salter. And we'll see. A minor score. So just been living down in this forward 50 for Kingborough. Gunther. And go to Waite. One of the premier defenders of the competition, Blake Waite.
Matthew Richardson medalist from last year, Bo.
We go back to the skipper in Harrison Gunther. Spots up Simpson. Now that Pies can try a rebound. Waite. And that outer wing. We see a lot of play here at KG5 for that outer wing, and it will just get punched over the boundary line for a throw-in. So, had some pretty big ins this year, Glenorchy. Obviously, Gunther and Hayden, both from the Sandful and Quaffle. Of course, Dan Joseph isn't playing today. He got some swelling on the knee, but he'll be back in a few weeks. Jacob Finlay is playing today. Rowbottom. Don't think we've seen Brodie Howard, who's come from Campania,
I think
yet.
Not yet.
So we go inside forward 50 for Glenorchy. The Flyers fly it. Ground ball gets hard to come by. Quick hand pass out from Finlay, or Oakley it was good. Arnold, inside forward 50.
Got the sit.
Roberts was at the back. Joseph will try to pursue this one. He's happy to see himself go over the line for a throw-in, Daniel Joseph, and we can see the crowd here at KG5. It's great to have footy at KG5 this year with the D-League and, of course, seniors, and the 18's playing at 5 o'clock after this, so the whole kit and caboodle here at KG5. If you're considering coming down, come down.
That was Matty Joseph there. So ball will go back out of bounds. So as we said, expect Glenorchy President Peter Barwick to join us at the halftime break. Good to chat to that gentleman who's really driven the resurgence of this club alongside Coach Josh Arnold and the older heads of here, the board. Speaking of Dave Arnold, the father of Josh, before the game, the board's done a lot of work to get this club back to where it wants to be. That man with the footy now is Josh Arnold, the coach. He gives off, almost finds Joseph Webb. Does well to not be taken there, and Brodie Rowbottom tried to find his third goal of the day, but he kicks his first behind. So 2-5-17 now, Glenorchy. Tigers 6-4-40. Donnelly kicks wide, finds a teammate in the back pocket. He's going to go back to Ben Donnelly. So he runs and carries out of D50, kicks up the far wing now, but doesn't go to the advantage of Glenorchy. Goes to the advantage of Glenorchy, I should say. Tongue-tied there as this wind picks up, Bo. A little bit fresh up here in the call position. Footy inside now for Tompkinson. He's got the advantage out in front of Harrison Gunther. He's got Carter deep. So Tyler Carter, looks like Jack Tompkinson's going to back himself in here though from going to have to kick from, I think, 50-metre arc, Bo.
The wind is going that way, I think, right?
It is, yeah.
It's blowing our
see?
notes to that side
Can see this
of the ground.
I'm not sure if we can see it on the vision, but Lockie Clifford, the skipper's just come on here and he's in the other pocket, but he's got no one in his vicinity. Tompkinson doesn't go for him, though. So Jack Tompkinson, he's not going to make the distance from there. It goes close. Oh, he is, sorry. I think the wind, as you called it, terrific there, Bo. It picked it up and it carried it. It didn't look like it was going to go from where we're standing, but went through for one behind. So 6-5-41 now, Kingborough. 2-5-17 Glenorchy. 24 minutes gone. Kick out from fullback is a good one. That one's not as good to Blowfield. He's going to mop up well, though, Nathan Blowfield. Gets a few teammates for company, but he's set upon by 2 Tigers. And we'll get another stoppage in play. No. Score update for you. Sorry, Bo. Score update for you at quarter time from North Hobart Oval, I should say. And surprisingly, it's North Hobart in front in that game, 36-14. So Lauderdale in danger of dropping another game, which a lot of people will probably predict they would win. North Hobart, if they can hang on in that game, they'll score their first victory of 2024.
Alan Christensen in the press conference yesterday was pretty mad, to say the least.
I'm not too sure if I can say it on a stream, though, but pretty pissed off for the words that Bundy used when we asked him about his reaction post-game to that one. So he expected an immediate response today. Sam Stiggins back today, along with Andrew Phillips, Ned Shaw in for his first game. So a lot of talent back in the lineup, but currently they're being beaten by North Hobart. Fly from the back from Whitford. No free kick paid though by the umpire, Tompkinson. So here calls of Tomo. He does well there. Comes out though to wait. Jay Bowden's there, just kicks it off the deck. Goes to a Tigers player in Clifford.
I know I've said
his brother in Lockie.
Just love to see Dan Muir get involved around.
Yeah, not too sure if Dan's back on yet.
He hasn't provided an option.
Yeah, so we see forward. Tompkinson and Bowden exchange pleasantries in the middle of the ground. Two men that probably are foreign to each other. Jack Tompkinson back in the TSL after Jay left.
Nice mark from Carter.
Sorry, Bo, I'm a little bit intrigued by this battle in the middle as Nick Baker just comes in and tells Jack to worry about the footy. So Tyler Carter, can he kick what looks like an impossible goal here? That looks pretty good off the boot from Tyler Carter. That's his second. As we've said, he's unorthodox in the way he goes about it, but he's a super talent, Tyler Carter. So he's got 2. Tigers have 7, Bo. And they keep extending this lead here in the second quarter.
Yeah, well, they've polled on 5-1 in this quarter, the Tigers. So they've well and truly put their car into 6th gear and trying to move this game along, trying to close it out within the next quarter or so. It's a 30-point margin, so 1 or 2 quick goals here from Glenorchy can get them back in this game, but Kingborough have well and truly put the Jets on and are trying to just close this game as we see Tompkinson and Hunter Wright go back in the middle. Although not long left, well and truly into red time. Wright, Silver serves to Whitford who spins out the tackle. Muir just couldn't get a hand on that. Clifford, scrubby little kick in the middle, will be cut off there from Arnold. Long, deep kick inside forward 50 in the Bowden direction. Having him for company, I think, was Donnelly, one of the premier fullbacks of this competition. Bowden, Metz. Now, Lovell will have him.
Love that in the middle of the ground, Bo. Lockie Clifford just hit Josh Arnold late, but 2 blokes with a lot of respect for each other. So up off the deck.
Tompkinson, Lovell was in there. Ripping out was Clifford, Webb in and under. Tompkinson spots up a teammate in Brewer. Clifford. Hand pass off there was good to Sam Evans on debut. And running out of tarmac there was Riley Ashland, who has had a good start to the game. He's been a little bit quiet this second quarter.
Good start to the year, though, for that man. He leads Tigers' average disposal count with 18.7 this year. So when you've got names like Kieran Lovell, James Webb, Nick Baker, Eddie Cole in there, for Riley Ashland to come in off a year away travelling, that's a terrific start of the year from Riley Ashland.
Yeah, it certainly is. Nice throw in there from Joe Gregory in tough circumstances. Webb, Gunther, stiff arms Lovell, nearly drops the ball in the process. Tompkinson, can they conjure up one more goal here to end the quarter? Lovell gets slung around a few times, quick inside forward 50 from that man in the direction
good grab
of Gardner, and
that's
he's
50.
taken it.
That's
and Meredith
50. And fair enough too from Riley Ashton, I think, on that occasion.
Marcus Gardner, we see a little bit of spot fire around the ground, but Gardner's concerned about taking this kick into red time.
So surprised there was no 50 there, Bo.
Probably should have been.
Yeah, so this might boil over here given the sirens it's gone, so we'll keep our eye on it.
So Gardner will go for his kick. The big man Marcus Gardner looking for his first to set them out to a 36-point lead going into half-time. Marcus Gardner. Kick for goal. Oh,
Kicked it.
get in. Thought the umpire might have thought it was a behind, but Marcus Gardner will get that goal. So it's a 36-point margin here at KG5. It was a bit of a blowout that quarter, to say the least. Coach Trent Baumler for the Tigers will be incredibly happy with that, Ryan.
Yeah, two goals in the first quarter, followed by a further 6 in that one, and just the 1 goal from Glenorchy. So terrific second quarter from the Tigers as we run through the goal kickers at the major break. Riley Ashton with 2, along with Tyler Carter. He's kicked 2 also. Singles to Kieran Lovell, Marcus Gardner just then, Colin Skeen and Connor Salter. And for the Magpies, it's 2 to Brodie Rowbottom. So, as you said, Bo, pretty good quarter there from the Tigers. Glenorchy, after doing some damage early in that first quarter, will really be probably disappointed with the way they haven't been able to control the Tigers in this second quarter. It's been from the work of guys in the middle like Jack Tompkinson. Kieran Lovell's had plenty of the footy. James Webb, I think, has been really good today. Mitchell Brower and Joey Brower, I should say, have also been good. So not the usual players that you see really pop up have played some good footy early for Kingborough. But from a Glenorchy perspective, as you mentioned in that second quarter a lot, Bo, you'd like to see Dan Muir hopefully get himself into this game because we know what a talent he is, premiership player. If he can combine well in that second half with Jay Bowden inside 50, it'd be a go. Great deal for those guys winning this game of footy. So
yeah,
we'll take a short break here, and we'll be back with you in a little bit with Glenorchy President Peter Barwick.
Absolutely.
8-5-53 Tigers to 2-5-17, so a 36-point lead here in the long break. We'll be back with you in a few minutes with Peter Barwick to join us. Yep, come up.
Yeah, go on. After we back on Ryan.
Oh, we're still not out of it, though.
Give me that, mate. You just hold that.
Yep.
All right, welcome back to the TSL live stream. You mentioned in the second quarter, you joined up in the commentary position by Glenorchy President Peter Barwick. Peter, as you said, you would have rather joined us at quarter time than half time, mate, but before we get into some other questions, what have you made of this contest so far?
Yeah, look, it's a pretty good contest, and absolutely, the first quarter I thought it was really even. They just moved the ball a little bit better than us in that second quarter and just opened up a couple of good scoring opportunities, but yeah, still a pretty good standard of footy and a good tight contest, I reckon, in the second half.
Yeah, big story during the week. I was fair to say fairly shocked when a text hit my phone from you on Monday, Arvo, on the day off that said the Prince was back at KG5. Get into the intricacies of it in a minute, but from your perspective, mate, it must be a thrill to see Jay Bowden back in a Glenorchy jumper.
Oh, look, absolutely. Yeah, we'd been discussing with Jay for a little while, and yeah, fair to say towards the end of it, he actually was genuinely excited about the opportunity. So, yeah, as were we, really.
I know a lot of rumours floated around in the pre-season about potential move to Clarence, a return back to St Virgil's. I guess, were you confident you'd always get Jay back at the nest if you're inquired about the proposition?
Look, no, not really. Speaking with Jay early, he was pretty much done with footy. You know, he'd moved on to stuff outside of footy and all that, and in perhaps some way the rumours about Clarence may have even sparked his interest in footy again, so they probably did us a favour, really. But yeah. So just took a number of discussions and to where we ended up.
Jay's one we highlight today, but obviously we've seen Dan Joseph come back in weeks gone by. Cam Duffy's played a game. Geordie Hayden's back for a full year. Brodie Rowbottom, Adam Roberts. I can reel off four or five other names, mate. How pleasing is it to see that all the work that yourself, the board, Josh have done, been able to get these names back at the nest?
Yeah, look, it's absolutely fantastic. You know, there's been a lot of work done by a lot of people, and fair to say, you know, we probably needed the shake-up that we got with just the senior side last year and some of the performances and all that. So some really good people rallied around us, and yeah, and Josh in particular and the coaching group have made it a really good place to play footy. You know, It's just fun. So
yeah, you mentioned there just the senior side last year. We've obviously seen the return of a development league side for this season. A terrific result last week for that team to score their first win under Jordan West.
Yeah, look, fantastic. Westy walked around with his chest poking out there for the first few days, but rightly so. Look, really, you know, football across the board was pretty low at Pyland here for a while, but to get a development league side back and have our 18s up and about flying, you know, they haven't lost a game yet, and a 16.5, so really was out here Thursday night, and there was barely a blade of grass untouched on the ground. You know, it was great to see. We haven't seen numbers like that for years, so real resurgence.
Footy's such a fast-moving game, mate. It doesn't really give you the chance to reflect on the big things you achieve. But have you taken the time to think back to this, where you were this time, probably 12, 18 months ago, and where you sit now?
Yeah, look, you've got to from time to time. You know, you've got to reflect on your successes, because there's a lot of hard work and there's a lot of losses along the way. And yeah, we've had some discussions around the board table and around the club rooms and stuff like that, just about, you know, where we've got to, but more importantly where we want to get to. So you know, that's the next challenge for us, and the changing competition next year and lots of different things, and it's about making the Glenorchy Magpies absolutely at the top of the tree for a number of years.
Pete, just tell us, obviously I'm more involved with cricket, but cricket, you don't need a whole lot of people to get that up and running. Tell us what really goes on behind the scenes. How many people do you need to field all of these teams?
Yeah, look, you need a really committed team off the field as well to get success, and good teams on the field. So we've been really fortunate to have some, you know, good junior coaches come through, and that's absolutely, you know, Disco Camrick, you know, a premiership player here, and Timmy Green, a premiership player here, you know, to take on the 16s and 18s, and Ben Beams back at the club, you know, a Tasmanian champion footballer, and you know, so those sort of guys, you know, bring excitement, and they bring some good cattle with them, and that's, you know, what's been part of it, along with a lot of other guys that I haven't named as well. So
just obviously speaking of Beamsy, he's senior coach before, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure. How important is it to get these, I guess, older heads that have been around Glenorchy and Glenorchy people back involved in the club?
It's super important. You know, you probably can't underestimate just how important that is. And what they bring is a wealth of knowledge. You know, they bring commitment, and they bring, you know, black and white blood with them, and that's the most important thing. That you know, connects with community, connects with our supporters, connects with our members, and more importantly connects with our playing group. So yeah, absolutely super important for those guys.
Just a couple of quick ones for you, Pete. Clearly would be hoping for a win today, mate, but when you look back to 2 weeks ago, that first win in over 1,000 days, mate, what was your feeling post-game to see the boys get their first win in almost 2 or 3 years? Yeah,
well, look, I spoke to Spade as he come off the ground, and he said he was on the bench in the 2016 Premiership, and he said it didn't feel much different. So I think that pretty much sums up, you know, just the euphoria and just the excitement for the boys. But you know, more importantly for the supporters as well, because we talk about the players sticking strong, and we talk about how hard they've worked and that. It's been pretty tough for members and supporters as well. So, you know, it was important to give some recognition and reward back to those guys and girls that have stuck strong and haven't disappeared from the club, so really important for them.
We touched base a few weeks ago in terms of your women's program, mate. A little bit of work I feel to do there still, but you must be really happy that you've been able to get a team on the park there in the Div 1 comp.
Yeah, absolutely. Work to do, but again, we've seen you do the work, in the men's space, that we do the work in the female space, and it'll go. And already, it's a really enjoyable place for those girls. I was at training with them last night, and you come off the track smiling, and again, good numbers, and it's up and about. And I'm sure that over the course of this season and building into next year, that the same thing will happen. We'll have good junior programs coming through, and we'll have good numbers on our senior list as well.
Awesome. Well, Pete, we'll let you get back to it, mate. No doubt you're a wanted man inside the bar there down at KG5. So we appreciate you joining us at the break, mate, and hopefully for your mob you're able to walk away with your second win of the year. So thanks for being with us.
Yeah, no, thanks. Absolutely, mate. A pleasure chatting to you.
Awesome. Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
We'll be back with you on the stream when the third quarter kicks off. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
No, mate, I'm all good. No stress.
You got any?
No, I'm all good. Thank you.
That was well.
Yeah.
Good idea and all. I haven't done it.
Yeah, I saw Mitchell really well. Hello and welcome back to KG5 for Tasmanian State League Round 5 Anzac Day action. Glenorchy and the Tigers at KG5, as I just said. Ryan Rosendale, bow down and with you. It's a 36-point lead here at the long break. 8-5-53 plays, 2-4-16. It's a pleasure to be joined by Glenorchy President Peter Barwick at the long break, and as Peter said, it's terrific, Bo, to see all those old faces back at the club. Jay Bowden, Harrison Gunther, Geordie Hayden. As I said, I could reel off 6, 7, 8 names, but really Peter spoke with a lot of enthusiasm, and it's great to see this club that was, fair to say, on its knees this time 12, 18 months ago back to a healthy spot where we sit now in April 2024.
Yeah, it certainly is. He speaks so well, Pete, and I think it's absolute a credit to him and the Glenorchy Football Club what they've been able to do. I remember interviewing Rocket Eden. He thought that, I'm pretty sure he was thinking that Pete would be a really good option for presidency, and
Yep.
he was very right. So, absolute credit to those guys for bringing back up the D-League team, and obviously the women's program has been running for a number of years, but it wouldn't be an easy job being a president of a football club with as great a history as Glenorchy. So, props to them.
So goal kickers for you at half-time before we kick off action back in the middle. Riley Ashland, Tyler Carter with 2 each for the Tigers. Singles to Kieran Lovell, Marcus Gardner, Colin Skeen and Connor Salter. And for the Magpies, it's the 2 majors to Brodie Rowbottom in his second game back in the TSL after his return from St Virgil's. So as we said, Jay Bowden also back today from St Virgil's for his first game at Glenorchy since round 13, 2020. Footy goes back up in the middle. Bow down him.
Great to see AFL TAS CEO Damien Gill in the house here as they go in the vicinity of inside 50 for Glenorchy. Regional manager Tom Barwick here as well. So great to have some big names of AFL Tasmania in the house this afternoon. Roberts shrugs the tackle. He's elected to go the long sleeve this afternoon for this second half. Hayden, kick inside forward 50 in the direction of Bowden. Baker had him wrapped up. He's worn like a glove today, Nick Baker. He's done really well on the returning Jay Bowden. Dan Muir, who he put the spotlight on early in the second quarter. Kick just didn't have the carry for Joseph, and Manson will like to have his time again. Just maybe a different option. That man who played his 100th game last week, Isaac Manson, a talented cricketer as well. So Manson went down in the ruck. Gardner got him. Quick scoop hand pass out. Lovell, kick out. Spiralling bowl in the direction of Matty McInnes, who does well to take that mark. Matthew McInnes will go out wide. Phillips in the vicinity of 50 will load up. Long kick will land outside the field of play in the hands of Jay Bowden. We'll see a kick in by Lockie Godomski, which might be a point. It might.
I think the umpire's going to bring it
a similar thing
back.
in the AFL.
Yeah, I think the umpire's going to bring it back though for a throw in. So went through the points when he should have stayed outside the field of play for that kick in. So
saw it in the earlier rounds.
We did. That's correct. Yep. So throw in back now deep inside forward 50 for the Magpies. Ruckman go up. One down by McGuinness. That looks pretty good off the boot, and that's going to be a goal. So good start. Isaac Manson, you're right, Bo. My apologies there. So number 11 for the Magpies kicks the goal. That's Isaac Manson. So that takes it back to an even 30-point ball game. So great start. That's exactly what Coach Josh Arnold would have asked for from his side to start this third quarter. So Isaac Manson joins Brodie Rowbottom on the goal kickers list for the Magpies. And again, this is a game 1 of 2 games today on Anzac Day on the TSL live stream. North Hobart and Lauderdale also at your pleasure on the live stream, or in person I should say, at North Hobart Oval. North Hobart looking for their first win of season 2024, while Lauderdale coach Alan Christensen is hoping for an immediate response from his side after he admitted he was pretty pissed off, fair to say, after their shock loss that we called by last week to Launceston, as Kieran Lovell just streams out of the centre circle, tries to find Tyler Carter, can't find him. Good mop up there from Grady Simpson, gives off to Nathan Blowfield, goes back to his skipper in Gunther. He's set upon by Connor Salter, and the boundary line is going to be the friend of Glenorchy now, it is.
Just landing out there, you can see, I'm not sure if you can see him, but Damien Gill in the house. So
the big boss of AFL Tas, KG5. Good to see the man affectionately known as Gilly here. As Bo said, Tom Barwick, AFL Tas Community Manager, also in the house. So all the big names out for Anzac Day at KG5 as Glenorchy look to get their second win of season 2024, and Kingborough look to rebound after their 26-point loss to Clarence last week. Not often we talk about Kingborough off a loss, and that's a pretty good shoe, but way too wide on the occasion by Riley Ashland. Said Kingborough haven't lost many games of footy in the last 2 years, both, so not often we call a game of footy after a Kingborough loss, but really good performance from Clarence last Saturday, and they'll look to go head-to-head with North Lonnie this Saturday, though, in what shapes as a really strong matchup to the two undefeated sides of 2024 meet at UTAS at 1 o'clock on Saturday. That one will be brought to you by Dave Moore and the team at City Park Radio, the best in the business there.
Absolutely.
So, footy back on the wing now in the commentary position. Brody Rowbottom tries to mop up, gives to his skipper in Gunther. Gunther with a short up and under ball to Roberts. He's got runners on now, but he doesn't go quick enough. What's he got now? Manson. He's got Golding for company. Gives back inside to Simpson, who gives off to Hayden, and he's immediately tackled. That's a strong tackle there, and they're into it at the minute. I think it might be Gadomski. So Lockie Gadomski just lets him know about it. So he's going to bring back inside to Griggs. Griggs kicks inside the centre square. He's found a teammate inside who gives off to to Nick Baker, I should say. So he's started to get plenty of the ball. Griggs in his 100th game of TSL senior footy. I said back from a knee injury this year that saw him miss the 2023 grand final. That's not smart there, though. That's holding the ball, I think. Throw, says the umpire. So Josh Arnold mops up well here, bow down, and goes to Geordie Hayden.
Hayden just on a little bit right of wing towards us here in the commentary box. Hayden down the line. McInnes does well to sit under it. Gardner hindered with a kick. Might have been chopped with the arms. Umpire said no. Whitford off to Manson. Hack kick inside forward in the vicinity of Bowden. Does well. Nearly takes the one-handed grab. And now streaming out. There was Nick Baker, who's had Bowden I should say. Thanks to Oz for calling that one out. And then Ryan Skeen. He's looked lively today, Colin Skeen. He looks like a pressure forward who can get up the ground, and they're out here, Kingborough. Ashland, inside forward 50, spots up a lead, and Carter, who's had a big afternoon so far. 2 snags for Tyler Carter. He's forced to be reckoned with down there. They don't have a direct match-up for him. Gunther is probably the best you're going to get in the competition to match up on him, because he's just so difficult to play on. Tyler Carter, looking for his third, and Kingborough's 9th. Kick looks pretty good off the boot. Goes over Josiah Gates' hat. That's his third, Tyler Carter. Extends this lead out now for the Tigers. So looking pretty dangerous here for Glenorchy if they can't get a score on the board pretty soon, Ryan, you would have thought.
It is. So Kingborough 9-6-60 now in the early stages of this third quarter. Glenorchy 3-4-22. 6.5 minutes gone. So a few changes now. Connor Salter comes off for Kingborough. Number 27, Sam Evans, the debutant, comes in. So, as was mentioned pre-game, 3 fresh faces into the lineup for Kingborough today. Locke Carmichael, the number 20, Sam Evans, the number 27, and Hamish Watt, number 12. Not too sure if any relation to former Kingborough player and current Signet captain Lockie Watt. Potentially a younger brother, could be. Given we are in Tassie though, Bo, everyone's somewhat related.
Me,
Second, third cousin somewhere along the line. So good to see another Watt make his debut for Kingborough in a senior jumper. As Gardner wins that down. Clifford just mops up well, does the skipper for the Tigers. Tries to find Ashland. As we said, donning the number 4, made famous by Soup Campbell in years gone by. Mark not taken though. Good tackle applied. Terrific tackle there from Brower, Mitchie Brower. But umpires called it a high one. So Riley Oakley will get the free kick. Gives off to Josh Arnold. And when your coach calls for like that, Bo, you want to give it to him. Geordie Hayden, he kicks inside too. Hayden gives off to a teammate in Whitford. He just drops what he should have taken. Gives back to Hayden in the number 10. He kicks forward, not his best work. Gardner in front. Mops up well from a teammate in defence. Far wing now. Magpies with enough numbers. Good tackle though on McNamara. What's the umpire going to call here? He's going to call my ball. So just a little bit of tempo taken out of this game after a hot start from Kingborough. Goal apiece here in this third quarter. Footy goes back up now. Lovell taps on, but not to no one's advantage really, and it's mopped up well by Glenorchy, but immediately it's holding the ball call. So looks like Glenorchy will be the recipient of this. They'll win it out now. Not a great handball to Blake Waite. So they've got a bit of work to do now to Glenorchy through Jacob Finlay. He kicks inside 50, but no mark taken. So as we said, Jay Bowden back for Glenorchy today. We'd love to see a goal from the Prince boat. No doubt it would bring the crowd here, respectable crowd we should say, a lot of numbers. You can see where we're standing up in the bar area for the Magpies. So the Princes well and truly brought a couple through the gate today. Footy back in side 50 now. Manson kick smothered by Gardner. Dandelion beats all comers. So I think Tigers have a couple of big games following this, Bo. I think Lauderdale potentially in the next 2 weeks. And also I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'll have to double check the fixture in a few minutes, but also a grand final rematch coming up in the next 2 to 3 games. So
should be
massive couple of weeks for Kingborough.
Gardner, Webb, track this one down, runs out of tarmac for a throw in. So nearly 10 minutes gone here.
Grand final rematch next week, Bo. So I was correct. So that'll take place next Saturday against North Launceston down to the Twin Ovals, and then following that, it is Lauderdale and the Tigers, and what I believe is a really big game, because Lauderdale, as we said, may not be sitting where they want to be after what could be another loss today to North Hobart. We'll get a score update for you from North Hobart pretty soon.
Of course, all that will be brought to you via the AFL Tas YouTube channel. So Meredith could kick out, the defence spots up McInnes. McNamara, a little bit too hot to handle, does well to compose himself. And Sam McNamara out wide to Blake Waite. Just dumps a long one in the vicinity of Brodie Rowbottom, making his return back to TSL football. Spots up his coach in Arnold. Just the lethargic build-up, spots up Bowden. He's going to go inside forward 50 here, Jay Bowden, and finds kick. Joseph. Got to make sure I keep saying Bowden, not Bowden, but it was a great kick from the experienced half-forward midfielder Joseph, the vice-captain. As we've spoke about numerous times when we've done Glenorchy games, he's made the shift from defensive 50 down to forward 50, and he kicked 5 and a hanger on in their round 1 clash this weekend. So Matthew Joseph, the kick will be on its way for the 3rd goal of the quarter, touched on the goal line, and now Finlay, I think it was Riley Oakley will see that one over.
Lockie Griggs out here on the wing, Bo. He's just come off the bench, so if they can get it out to him, he's on, but they don't go that way as Tompkinson's in the middle. Punch over the back. Salter tried to find Skeen, couldn't find him. Footy on the deck now through Roberts. I think it might be Roberts or Simpson as Joseph tries to get teammate up off him. So reset in play now in the
Dan Muir ready
side wing
to come on. Hopefully he can have an impact this quarter, second half, Ryan.
So Muir on for Joseph. Calls for ball, umpire doesn't agree.
Would you consider shifting him down back, maybe swapping Gunther and him, because
potentially, yeah, it's always an option.
In.
He does. He knows how to mark it, so he's an option at either end of the ground, but we've become accustomed to him dominating inside 50 in years gone by. Inside now with Lovell. He's got Godomsky on, but he doesn't go to him, and he's well tackled there in the middle by Brodie Rowbottom. Footy back inside 50 now for the Magpies. They've got numbers at this ball. Manson, well tackled. He's 360'd. Umpire says play on. Might have been a push in the back there. Umpire says no. Off the boot, yes.
You can just see Jay Bowden's work ethic. He's happy to come up the ground and leave his player.
He is. So Jay Bowden will have,
in the house down here.
I think, his second set shot on goal for today. He's kicked one behind so far, so he's not at the end the Glenorchy supporters are at, but I'm sure if he's able to pull something out of his back pocket here from the boundary line, they'll get right up. So the Prince on return to the TSL. Can he put through his first of the day? He can't. So 0-2 so far from Jay Bowden on return. And the ball's back in the hands of Kingborough in defence.
Griggs. Right back pockets. We'll try to go long down the line. No marking targets really appear. Thompson bursting through the pack. Left foot kick on the vicinity of Bowden. Does well in the one-on-one. Just couldn't quite reel it in. Hayden tied along the boundary. Shrugs the first tackle, and then Baker's happy to see him over. So, boundary throw in here. Nearly 14 minutes past this third quarter. 2 goals to speak of for Glenorchy. 1 for Kingborough. So, big crowd here at KG5 Anzac Day football, brought to you by the AFL Taz YouTube channel. Deep inside Glenorchy's forward 50. Tompkinson brings it down. Hack kick out, spiralling there from Lovell in the direction of Skeen. Does well to pick that one up on the bounce. Griggs, spearing kick, nearly dove and reeled it in. There was Thompson, got the hand pass free according to the umpire. Simpson down and dirty, got the hand pass out. Hack kick again there from right. Bowden couldn't quite reel it. Quick kick there from Hayden in the direction of Oakley. Spins, twisted tackle, shrugs it. Umpire didn't see that as holding the ball. I thought he had prior. And now Kingborough will look to shift. It's a dangerous kick. Ashland does well to mark that one, Ryan.
Yeah, Riley Ashland's player well today. Score update for you. Half-time in North Hobart Oval, and it's Lauderdale with a big second quarter. 54 plays 51. They lead North Hobart as Whitford kicks back inside. He's got Rowbottom on, but Kingborough in defence are going to mop up well and find the boundary line. So Lauderdale bow with a massive second quarter there. From memory, they were down 36 to a goal, I think. So huge quarter, 54 plays 51. So
game's on there.
That response Alan Christensen was after as well and truly come in that second term. As we said, Sam Siggins, reigning and 3-time Alistair Lynch medalist, on return today from a hamstring injury.
Andrew Phillips as well.
Andrew Phillips back after being rested, confirmed by Bundy at media yesterday. So rested given that 5-day break between last Saturday's game and today's contest. Lauderdale will head into a bye following today before a big game, as we said, against Clarence, I believe.
Probably a good result.
Probably not Clarence, I want to say, because they played them round 1. So I'll get a confirmation on who they play post-bye in a second. Forgive me for that. As footy goes inside for Muir. Probably a push out there it was.
Here's an opportunity for him to get in the game, Ryan. So Muir, this looks a bit proppy, but this is just an opportunity for him to get the Pies rolling this quarter with 3 unanswered goals. Well, it might be 2 unanswered goals.
2, yep.
If I'm wrong. So
Dan Muir.
Desperately need this Dan Muir.
They do. So Dan Muir, experienced head, 2016 premiership player. Can he kick one to drag that margin back to an even 24 points? That looks pretty good off the boot from Dan Muir. We called for it. We wanted to see him get into the game in this third quarter. That's exactly what he's done with a goal there. His first of the day, Glenorchy's 5th, and we're back to 24 points. So I mentioned before, Lauderdale will have a bye next week, and they will play Kingborough the following week. So huge for those two sides. If Kingborough win today, Lauderdale also win in North Hobart. That shapes as a huge match-up. For a lot of people, would have predicted that would be the grand final come September, Bo, given Lauderdale's high off-season recruiting drive and Kingborough's title holders, the reigning premiers and 2-time consecutive grand finalists. So
game just ran away from him last week. You can't kick 16 behinds and expect to win, Ron.
It's been a tale of the year. In all 3 games they've lost, they've kicked more points than they have goals, and I think in 2 of those 3 losses they've kicked more score in total than their opposition, but still lost the game. So I haven't looked at the exact numbers today on what they've scored, but hopefully if you're a Lauderdale supporter or player, you've been able to straighten up inside 50. Footy back inside now for the Tigers. The bottom end of the ground, the North Gate side end of KG5. Yeah, really good from the Tigers to lock this in. Riley Ashland's going to mop up. Gives a handball over, I think, to Gardner. He does. So Marcus Gardner with the goal. So he kicks his, I believe, second goal after he kicked that one at half-time. So the Tigers with the immediate response there from the Muir goal. Marcus Gardner joins Riley Ashland, who gave the handball over to him, and Tyler Carter as the multiple goal kickers for the visitors today. Carter with 3, Gardner and Ashland with 2 apiece. So,
of course, the Anzac Day medal
game
today. So,
yes, Anzac Day medal here too.
For this game, of course, I'm pretty sure it was the Frank Hudson
Yep.
Memorial plaque.
Playing both
Forgive
sides.
me if I'm wrong, but
Playing for the Fred House Shield, I believe, too.
Fred House, yep.
Obviously an important day, so stay with us post final whistle here, because we will have some post-game presentations out on the ground. Footy back in the middle now. McGuinness just gets bodied out of it by Tompkinson. Gets in the arms of Clifford. He kicks forward. Salters on, bounces over his head. It's going to work out well here, I think, for the Glenorchy defence. They're going to kick it out through McNamara. He kicks to the far wing. Griggs flies, can't take the mark. He's got to get back on his feet now, but he's got a little bit of safety because it's gone over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Love to see Brenton Costello is tuning in. He's already posted something about Jay on his Facebook. He's a big Glenorchy man, Brent, and he loves Jay.
He's come out of the woodwork as BC.
Who doesn't love Jay, though, really?
#1 ticket holder at KG5, and since Jay's return on Monday, I think he's reclaimed that mantle out here at KG5. So footy back inside 50 now, Skeen with it. What can he do? He gives a handball off to Griggs. Griggs gives inside, looks for Webb. That's a great shoe. Really good work there from Lockie Griggs. Could have blazed away after he got it, but he saw James Webb in the fluoro boots inside 50. Hard to miss, definitely. So James Webb, the former Glenorchy Premiership player, crossed to the Tigers last year after a few years away, a stint with Signet in the SFL in between that. So familiar ground for this man in opposing colours today. Can he kick his first of the day? James Webb kicks from about 40 out. That looks pretty good off the boot from where we stand, Bo Downham. So 2 in a row for the visitors. 11-6, 72, 5-6, 36. That lead's extended. And as they did in that second quarter, Bo, the Tigers have kicked a couple in a row, which has really killed Glenorchy's momentum.
Yeah, it certainly has, and I just don't think Glenorchy, as of yet, will have, I guess, you can see that kick from, I can't recall who it was, but the kick inside
Lockie
forward
Griggs.
50 to spot up James Webb
Yep,
is, I'm not sure they have, this, thinking of that Glenorchy, they're obviously still trying to get it down to Jay, but maybe they just need to lower their eyes a little bit more going inside forward 50 Glenorchy, because they were peppering inside 50 count early in the second quarter, but I just haven't been able to capitalise on the scoreboard as we go back into the middle. McInnes battled well in the ruck today against 3 pretty big opponents. Brewer, inside forward 50 kick, they're pressing now, the Tigers.
That was
Dropping the ball there. Now Gunther will be pursued upon by Salter and Gardner. So
Evans with a footy there, Bo. The
debutant.
Debut, yep.
So umpire Nick Geeson to throw this one up. Gunther does well. Clifford, Skeen's lurking around as well. Simpson dives on the ball. Skeen's trying to rip that one out from him, but nothing will eventuate from it. So 21 and a half minutes gone here at KG5 Anzac Day action. Into red time now. Gardner, Roberts. Again, Gunther gets the hand pass out. Hayden does well just to take his time and compose himself. Hand pass out from Joseph. Gunther. Finlay just left it behind. Skeen had him. Gunther bursts out the tackle. Gets the hand pass away. Does the skipper, Simpson. Now, Kingborough still pressing. It hasn't really left that little spot. Ashland spots up. Kieran Lovell. Just found time and space, Kieran Lovell. So good at doing that for the Tigers. One of the premier midfielders of this competition, of course, got drafted to Hawthorn in their golden era. So
arguably the premier midfielder, Bo.
Was quite unlucky. Probably Sam Siggins and Kieran Lovell, the 2 of the best TSL midfielders in the game. Kieran Lovell will go on goal.
It's pretty good.
Kick is on its way, and it's beautiful from Lovell.
Great.
That is his second of the afternoon, Kieran Lovell. So again, a little bit of a dagger in the heart of Glenorchy, Ryan.
3 in a row now for Kingborough. And funny story for you, Bo, when Media Arcs last year to do their Darryl Bordock tips for the AFL Tas Grand Final record, not one person in the media tipped Kieran Lovell to win the Bordock. And the reason why was because everyone else thought that someone else would tip Kieran to win. Didn't want to be obvious. And then we all said during the week Kieran's going to go out and win it. And that's exactly what he did. So he proved us wrong, did Kieran Lovell. And he had a terrific display on grand final today. Played as really a majority of the game as a forward and kicked 3, I think, from memory. And had it on a string. So 2 again today from that man. He's had a blistering start to season 2024. As that lead's extended now, 12-6-78, plays 5-6-36. So an even goal margin there. 7 goals, 42 points it is. So what can Kingborough do again? They press forward, Lovell's around the pack there. So Simpson, he gives off to McGuinness, back to Simpson. He kicks forward now. He's got Oakley on, who we believe is in for his first game of senior footy. He kicks forward now. Who's deep? Jay Bowden's there. Good mark taken, no. Kick
Roberts.
By Roberts, though. He snuck that in well as Adam Roberts. So good mop up there from Adam Roberts after a year away with Dosa back at the nest in 2024. So good response there from the Magpies. Takes it back to 36 points. But again, might be a margin that's too great to cut into unless they can kick 2 or 3 in a row, though, as we've seen the Tigers do. So we're 24 minutes gone, almost 24 and a half in the third quarter. So it can't be too long now from the siren. How many goals have we had? We've had 4 from Kingborough. We've had 2 at half time. So 4 goals each in this quarter. So a few goals kicked. So
8 goals, Big quarter.
It's a big quarter, so a few minutes potentially left here. So if Glenorchy can potentially cut this margin to even 4 goals at 3/4 time, they might fancy themselves. But what they don't need is another one from Kingborough. Lovell gives to Ashland. He's set upon by 3 Magpies. Umpire's going to call for a throw up.
Well and truly into red time now. Round 5 action. Kind of 3 games for this round. North Launceston taking on Clarence on Saturday at 1 p.m. Dave Moore and the crew will bring you that. Quick hand pass out there was from Webb. Blowfield did well to recoup and get the ball after he left it behind, and it looks like Finlay might be a little bit poppy to get up there.
That'll be a cracker blow.
Contest. It
Last
will be
two
Ryan.
undefeated sides of the 2024.
City Park seem to have all the clutch games. They're very lucky up there. Dave Moore, they do a great job. Webb spins. Can't quite get anything from it though. They do a great job, Dave Moore. No doubt he'll be watching one of the games this afternoon. Absolute.
Fair to say, I think Dave's probably got the split screen on somehow though.
I reckon he would.
Aussie's
Lovell twisting. Kick on goal. Blowfield does well. Probably could have marked that.
They've done well, Bo, to jump in, sorry. They've done well to shut out Tyler Carter in the late stage of this third quarter. Obviously kicked that one early and he was dangerous in that second with 2. So really good work from the Magpies defence and from a coaching perspective to quell the influence of Tyler Carter late in this quarter.
Reed, the umpire, to throw it in. Gunther gets first use. Carter might have nudged him under it. Umpire didn't think so. Bursting out there was Brewer, I believe. Umpire called play on. So 26 and a half minutes gone. 6-6-42 to 12-6-78. Round 5 action. Anzac Day clash. Thompson played the Anzac Day game the last 9 years, and of course they take it in turns. Their home ground. Bowden, nice ground ball pick up, was looking for Whitford. Stealing it there was Lovell, I think it was. Ashland. Nice job just to spot up a teammate. Might have been Clifford. So, Tigers, do they have time for one more? Inside forward 50, scheme the flight. Looks good. Lovell takes his time with it. Up and under kick. Does the umpire think it's 15? Gunther, Gardner. Gunther again. Did he have prior? He did put the arm out for the don't argue, but the umpire thinks he didn't have prior.
Mentioned Hamish Watt earlier on debut on the broadcast, Bo. Looks like I believe his older brother Lockie, the Signet coach, is on the running today for the Tigers. So nice to see Lockie still involved in some respects at footy club.
Bowden couldn't quite mark it. Out wide to Roberts. Phillips it was, in the direction, in that man Roberts. Twisting, turning, Donnelly back out to a teammate. And they always have support in that back half there. Kingborough spots up Lovell. So probably don't have time for one more. It's nearly 28 minutes gone in the third quarter. 4 goals apiece. Hugely respected team, the Kingborough Tigers, as Bowden cuts that one off. Baker did well to get the hand pass away. He's been running around with our man Jay Bowden this afternoon. Spots up a target. And now they're out here, Kingborough.
Ashland's out. He's got time and space as Riley Ashland. Kicks forward to Salter over his head. Not the best work off the boot from Ashland. He's got Gardner. Good little tap on from Gardner, but he fumbled, did Salter, and he caught one late. Gunter gives off to Waite. Waite to McGuinness on the wing. He takes a strong mark. Gives off to Waite again. So nice run there from the Magpies in defence, and that's going to be half-time. So Matty Joseph ends up with a footy. So an even 6-goal margin here at the final change. 12-6, 78 plays 6-6, 42. Goal kickers for you at three-quarter time. We'll start with the Tigers. 3 to Tyler Carter. 3 to Tyler Carter, 2 to Marcus Gardner, 2 to Kieran Lovell and 2 to Riley Ashland. Singles to James Webb, Colin Skeen and Connor Salter. And for the Magpies, 2 to Brody Robot and 1 to Isaac Manson, 1 to Adam Roberts and 1 to Daniel Muir. So we'll take a break here at three-quarter time. As I said, we'll have the last quarter in a little bit, but we'll also have some post-game presentations. The Anzac Shield will be presented to the winning team. And we also believe there'll be an Anzac Day medal awarded to the player judge best of field on KG5 today. So we'll be back with you for the last quarter here on the TSL live stream. Stick with us. No, the umpires, I think, are coming up. I think they've got it. Yep, 5-6. Yes. That's right. You can do the shit, that's right. Tomorrow off, and then I've got a copy of Saturday. You wrote it up? Yeah. I've got 4 days off from Sunday, Wednesday. Old schools? Yeah, yeah, nah. That's an interesting video. I mean, credit to him, I think it's good that they've got him down here. Hopefully it goes well.
More. No, someone's too early in the office. I'm not technically at work. Some agreement that we have where we use these cameras, but it's not through 7.
Yep.
Indeed. Do you like Mitchell? How do you know him?
Just from
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I can't really know.
Nah, that's all right. Yeah.
If you took the mics,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
will that reach if we
Or how far?
here?
Yeah. That's all right, we'll start here.
Yeah, if you want to do it up here, stick around and do that. This is on now.
Hello and welcome back to KG5 for Tasmanian State League Round 5 Anzac Day action between Glenorchy and Kingborough. 12-6-78 plays 5-6-36. There was a correction in the score at three-quarter time there from the umpires. One goal taken away from Glenorchy. So 5-6-36 now, 12-6-78. So 7-goal lead. Bo, Glenorchy, it's probably a long way back from here against the reigning premiers, but
Done well.
they've done well today, and given they're coming up against what's been the benchmark of this comp for probably the last 218 months, you'd think Coach Josh Arnold would be pretty happy to be this close. I know it's still 7 goals, but to not have been blown out of the water as they were probably this time 2 weeks ago against Lauderdale.
Well, they got absolutely thumped last week against Lauderdale, and if you can cast your mind back to a year ago today, they got pretty pumped in the Anzac Day last year down at Twin Ovals. So they've done well considering all of that. Tompkinson, Webb speeds out the middle. Thompson showing a little bit of aggression early, Glenorchy, but it was not a free kick to Glenorchy. Skeen's going to try hunt this one down. Nice ground ball pick up, sizes up the goals. My man Skeen.
Good finish.
Off to the perfect start, Kingborough.
Yeah, not the start Glenorchy would have wanted out of Kingborough, but exactly what I assumed Coach Trampool would have asked for.
His first.
Was to not his first of the day, so they're not. Sorry, his second of the day, Bo.
Second, yep.
Colin Skeen, so he would have, I assume, knowing Trent Bummel the way I do, the message would have not been to let the foot off the gas. They'd want to finish this game strongly after they lost last week to Clarence, and as we said, they've got a couple of big weeks ahead in the TSL, as I'll bring up the fixture now and I'll run you through their next couple of games. So obviously Glenorchy today follows a grand final rematch next week, but that should be massive down to the Twin Ovals. That'll be 2 o'clock next Saturday, and then following that they'll play Lauderdale at Skybus Oval the Saturday after that. So
2 big weeks.
A couple of 2 massive games for Kingborough against last year's runners-up, the team they beat in the grand final, and the team that many expected to potentially meet them there in 2024 in Lauderdale. We'll get a score update for you from North Hubbard Oval in the next passage of play. Last one was that Lauderdale was up by 3 points at half-time. Footy back in the centre of KG5 now. Handball out to Brower. He gives off to a teammate. Good tackle though by McGuinness. He can't get the call he wanted from the umpire. So score update for you from North Hobart.
8-3-51 North Hobart to Lauderdale 8-7-55. Sammy Siggins has kicked 3.
So good to see Siggo, the great man, hit the scoreboard on his return from a hamstring injury. Spoke to Sam for the Mercury on Monday, and he admitted that he was very frustrated sitting on and watching the Bombers play over the 3 weeks I should say he was out. That's a good finish there from Kingborough. I think that's number 17, Ed Golding it is. So good finish from that man. So Tigers kicked the first 2 in the space of a couple of minutes in the last quarter. Extends that margin out. So Ed Golding kicks 1, as we said. Sam Siggins with 3 at North Hobart Oval. As I said, Siggo admitted that he was never the best watcher on, and said it was his first soft tissue injury that he's gone down with in his career. So no doubt he's happy to be back out there, as is Andrew Phillips, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. He missed last week through a rest, given they had the 5-day break. And here at KG5, as we mentioned, no Eddie Cole for Kingborough, so no Eddie Cole, no Murray Bastick, no Max College. No James Eitzen was laid out. So College and Cole out through suspension. I believe, talking to Trent Bormley yesterday, they were just 1 week suspension, so they'll be back in, you will believe, next week against North Launceston. Footy back in the middle now. Tomkinson wins it down, but Glenorchy with first hands on it. Calls for Tomo to get out wide to Lovell. He can't though. Well played there in the middle. As James Webb's down, keep our eye on that. Looks a little bit proppy with the ankle. Footy on the commentary side wing now. Phillips can't get clean possession. Gives off to Whitford, the 100-gamer. He's set upon well. Good tackle there by Brower. So he'll get a free kick. Keep my eye on James Webb, Boat. He's proppy in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, he certainly is. Kingborough out wide. Our man Kieran Lovell, we've spoke so highly of him all day. Out to Lockie Griggs, twist turns. Scrubby little kick will be cut off there from Arnold. Ducks the head to get under it. Thompson, Skeen was on Blowfield's tail, but Blowfield gets the kick away in the direction of Isaac Manson. A collective of these Glenorchy players played some SCA cricket over the summer, and they were pretty good. Dan Muir scoring a few hundreds. And
Wellington, I believe, is that right?
Wellington, yeah. Manson used to play for North Hobart as well, so great to see a lot of these multi-talented athletes. I'm pretty sure Tyler Carter was playing a bit of cricket over the summer as well. So
Loves a hit, does Wob.
Some long sporting careers in both cricket and football for players of either of these teams. Tompkinson, it was Arnold got him in the tackle. Griggs composed himself, just a little bit too hot to handle there for Salter. Does well on the rebound, and happy to see that one out there was Andrew Roberts. So Glenorchy looking to next week take on Clarence. It'll be interesting to see how that shapes up with Clarence and North Launceston going head-to-head this Saturday. It will be interesting to see if Clarence will be defeated or if they can win heading into that game.
Corresponding game last year, both from memory, Glenorchy were up at 3-quarter time in that contest and fell away late, so they'll give themselves every shot against the Roos next week.
Very scrubby game though last year.
It was, yeah.
Sure it
was a late April
Slugfest
game from memory, a slugfest at Blunston, but Glenorchy almost pulled off a shock. Good mark taken inside 50.
Jordan Hayden.
That's terrific. I think it is that man they call Peel, Geordie Hayden. So cuts his name as a midfielder, but he's been put forward in this last quarter to potentially provide a spark inside 50, and he worked his opponent out well there, did Geordie Hayden. So former Magpies premiership player back at Glenorchy this year after, I think, almost a decade away up in Queensland in the quaffle with Aspley. Won a flag up there with Aspley with a number of other Tasmanians. Jordan Arnold, Brandon Batchelor, Ryan Banks-Smith, to name a few. That's a good shot there from Geordie Hayden, so he gets his first of the day. So Magpies kick their 6. They cut into that margin again, but they're going to need a couple of more if they're going to worry the Tigers late in this fourth quarter. Said back at Glenorchy this year, Geordie Hayden is a terrific in for this side. A lot of hype around Harrison Gunther's return, a lot of hype around Daniel Joseph's return, but I think what Jordan Hayden provides in that midfield is an experienced body boat, a player that knows how to get the footy, but also to bring his teammates into the game, and one that just allows other players the ability to play in different spots. It gives Josh Arnold the ability to go forward or back if need be. We saw Josh play a lot of footy on the wing and inside, as an inside mid last year. So Geordie Hayden's return is probably one of the more underrated ones that we've seen at Glenorchy so far in 2024.
Tompkinson, McInnes did well, just takes on Ashland, kick inside forward 50, spots up a lead in Manson. A little bit of quick ball movement here, Manson on the goal face. Hayden, you called it, Ryan. Bowden's lurking. He gets taken with a tackle. It's going to be a free kick. Bowden or...
I think it's over the back.
That man, Joseph. But it will be the Tigers' way. Bit stiff there, Glenorchy. Phillips. Are they going to go back in? Board umpire spotted a free kick.
I think he kicked it on his line, Bo. I think he's brought him back to take the kick again.
So...
from where we sat, it was probably a 50-50 free kick by Joseph and the man with the footy. Get eyes on it.
Best in the business.
Nick
These
Baker.
TSO umpires as Nick Baker goes down the line. Ashland. So Ashland's had a pretty good game. 2 goals. Nice return to KG5. McNamara does well just to provide a contest. Spinning out there was Golding, I should say, Skeen. In and under. He was taken pretty heavily there by Coach Josh Arnold, and the free kick will be going to Colin Skeen. Moved up the ground. He's predominantly a small forward. McInnes does well to chop that one off. Nothing really eventuated of it though. Ashland. In there was Arnold. Hack kick out. Inside forward 50 just, and Donnelly, should say Baker, takes the mark as they switch the ground to open it up at KG5. Griggs has a runner on. Alex to go to it. Sam Evans running off the half back line. Beats Roberts in the foot race. Gunther leading out.
So Gunther will take it just on the far wing for Glenorchy. As we hit the 8, 9 minute mark, I should say, excuse me. So Chill starts to send in here at KG5 boat. We knew it had hit at some point. It definitely has up here in the box. So Glenorchy though, can they get hot on the ground and make something of this late last quarter charge? Joseph can't win the footy down. Numbers with the Tigers. Kick out there. No free kick after the play. Goes to Lovell. So Kieran Lovell kicks forward. Good mark taken there. Man number 20, I think, is on debut for the Tigers. It is Locke Carmichael. He kicks out to Tyler Carter. So the man they call Wob gives over to Bo's man in Colin Skeen, who's kicked 2 on
Good vision.
Really good vision. Mark taken. Might have been a free kick after the fact. No, says the umpire. Gives off to Ashland. Riley Ashland from the paint of 50. Can't kick it. So it could have been his 3rd goal of the day there. But umpire signals that behind. So 14-7-91, 6-6-42. It's Blake Waite with the footy now deep in defence. He's going to go even deeper in defence now to a teammate in Brady Simpson. Claremont junior player Brady Simpson.
Been quieter than usual, Brady Simpson. He'd usually take the kickouts and would rack up 20 to 25 disposals a game, but of course it's a bit different playing the reigning premiers. But yeah, he's good young
player, Brady Simpson. As I said, played all his junior footy out at Claremont at the Bulldogs, and he's come across here when he made his spot in the Devils side. And he's become a really good back pocket, half-back player for Glenorchy. Footy deep inside now. Tyler Carter with the set. Ball bounces off the behind post, so we'll get a throw in. Give you a score update in both the AFL, Bo, and the TSL. We'll go
the Pies
AFL first. Can the Pies be up for Bo? Avid Collingwood fan, they're down by a point at half-time. 7-6-48, plays 6-11-47. I'll get you a score update from North Hobart Oval in just a second, Bo Downham. So 63 plays 54, halfway through the 3rd quarter there. North Hobart up, so the Demons have kicked away a little bit after Lauderdale took a 3-point lead as that ball gets over the boundary line by Josh Arnold, and he's visibly frustrated there.
He's tried.
Yeah, he's been good on return.
Off all day.
It's Josh Arnold. He does absolutely try. He tries his backside off every week. Should be absolutely commended, Josh Arnold, for what he's done to turn this footy club around.
Just watch Colin Skeen here, right? Run through the pack.
He is. Blowfield's got him for company. He caught it well, Bo. He couldn't get to the footy though. Kick out there by the Magpies. Ashland in front, can't take the mark. What can they do here? Whitford with the ball for the Magpies. He's tackled well there by Joey Brower.
It's a really difficult position that Glenorchy find themselves in, coming up against teams with recognised ruckmen. You saw them get dismantled by Lauderdale. Again, it's happened in the ruck by Tompkinson and Gardner.
Yeah, they'd love Cam Duffy back in this side. I know the word is from Glenorchy that he won't play a full year, given his commitment to coaching Claremont's women's side. That's a good kick, but it doesn't go through, so one behind. Given his commitment to coaching Claremont's women's side, Cam Duffy isn't available for a full season. I believe the initial plan was to have him back today, but out through injury, so potentially back next week. All reports from Josh Arnold at the weekly media yesterday. And Dean Joseph is likely in at some point in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, as you mentioned, Matty McGuinness is really a lone hand in there when Duffy's not there. So the more Cam Duffy can play when they come up against teams like Kingborough and North Bonnie with recognised ruckman, Lauderdale. As Nick Baker just flies over the top of Jay Bowden there.
Especially when Matthew McInnes is playing, it'd be great for him to.
It is, yeah. He went off. He's still down in the middle, Nick Baker. So we'll keep our eye on that one. It's kick inside 50. Just was able to cut that off there was Will Clifford. He gives off to a teammate. They've got numbers at the back here, the Tigers. With Baker's up on his feet now.
I'm quite surprised Wright played. I don't believe he played D-League last week. I could definitely be wrong, but maybe just a week in the D-League could help him potentially, Ryan. I'm not sure if he did. But
so Arnold back inside to Whitford under a gamer. Former Rodney Eade medalist in the Development League a few years ago, that man, Josh Whitford. He kicks inside 50. It's a good kick over the back. Mark almost taken by Manson. What's the umpire called here?
That's Mark.
It is a grab. So, a little bit delayed on the call there, but it was eventually called a mark by the umpire. So, good grab. So, he's got the Glenorchy bar right up behind him here. Isaac Manson, if you can bring this one home. It's a good little contingent up there on the brand new bar area up here at KG5. Some really good redevelopments in the last few years for both the Glenorchy Cricket Club and the Glenorchy Football Club. So
Isaac, have a facility like this.
It's terrific. Isaac Manson kicked 3 in his milestone game last week. That's pretty off the boot from Isaac Manson. He gives a salute to the crowd up above. So that's great from that man. He kicks 1, cuts that margin back for Glenorchy. So Isaac Manson, I believe that might be his second goal today, Bo. So he's kicked 2. He joins Brodie Rowbottom as the major goal kickers for Glenorchy. Singles to Adam Roberts, Geordie Hayden, Daniel Newer. So, score update for you. So, get my binoculars out so you can see the scoreboard. 7-6-48 plays 14-8-92. So, probably a margin that, given the point of the game we're at, both 14 and a half minutes gone almost, probably one that Glenorchy can't bring back and secure a bit of an upset win. But the more they can be competitive for the longer, that's all that Coach Josh Arnold would be asking for this young side.
Right, Tompkinson slapped that one out. Webb seems to be back on his feet now. Ashland all combined. Brewer, tumbling ball inside forward 50. Waits did well just to get a handle on that. Out wide to Adam Roberts, who elected to switch to the long sleeve at half-time. Believe me, it's very cold up here as the ball will be kept in the field of play. No one really wanted to get there. Just wanted it to tumble out. Good vision in the middle of the ground. Phillips did well to get a fist in. Nice shrugging at the tackle. Skeen dancing and prancing in front of Webb. Salter gets the hand pass inside forward 50 in the direction of Carter. Can't quite take the diving mark, and he's lost his shoe while he's at it, Tyler Carter. So nearly calling this game probably done. 15 and a half minutes gone. It's been certainly a contest for parts of this game, but
it's a good game early, though.
Glenorchy.
Probably that second quarter was where the Tigers broke away.
Definitely like to have seen Glenorchy get a little bit more competitive towards the back end of this game. A few pies will emerge on Clifford, and North will take him in the tackle. So again, Clarence next week will be a massive game for Glenorchy, a massive test for this young group. So we see the ball up. Gunther gets the hand pass out to Waite. Up and under kick will land outside the field of play. So 7-6-48 to 14-8-92 here. 16 minutes 10 gone. It's the Anzac Day clash.
Footy inside now. Kick in, I think, to Riley Ashland. He comes inside to the skipper and Clifford. So Lockie Clifford, he's had a strong start to the year as that man after what was, sounds funny for me to say, but a breakout 2023 campaign at his career best year at TSL level. That's almost gone through from the skipper.
The amazing thing is that I haven't quite heard Trent Baumler have to yell out anything today. He's kept himself on the bench, and he's such a composed figure.
Spot on. He's a very composed figure, Trent Baumler. He wants to play a straight bat, and he's one of the most composed coaches you'll see in this competition. He knows he's got so many strong leaders out there that he doesn't have to raise his voice or give a bake unless it's super needed. And he called for a response yesterday, given that they had that somewhat upset loss last week to Clarence without, obviously the Roos had no Baxter Norton and no Mitch Rainbird, so clearly been in the midfield, and he wasn't happy. Speaking to him yesterday for media, they were beaten. They lost contested ball by 10 and they lost disposals by 63, so not often when you've got a midfield group containing the likes of Kieran Lovell, Eddie Cole, Lockie Clifford, James Webb, that you lose the midfield battle, Riley Ashland.
Did win clearance though. That's the interesting stat to come out of that game.
Yeah, so he wanted the responses. Bowden flies, good grab from the Prince. Mark not paid by the umpire, so definitely one miss there. It might have been 1-2 grab and touched in between.
A good example of play to the whistle, Ryan.
Yeah, we called that a few times last week, but that's been a great matchup today, Nick Baker and Jay Bowden. Speaking to Trent yesterday, he said that'd probably be the matchup they went with, and I think it's been a fair... Bowden obviously well held, just a 2 behind today, but I think...
Nick Baker's done well, I reckon.
He's done that, yeah, but he's probably won it, but Jay's definitely had his moments and been in the game at different stages, so clearly not... His colours haven't been lowered on TSL return, Jay Bowden. It's just terrific to see him back
slotted in
a Glenorchy jumper, and not too sure how many games he'll play this year yet, depending on how the body holds up, but I think the more games we see Jay Bowden play this year, the more games Glenorchy are going to be a chance to win. The Skeen tries to get that one, but Blake Waite kicks outside 50 now. Goes down to Adam Roberts, I think, in the long sleeves on the far wing.
I really wouldn't be surprised if he plays near every game. He has not looked out of place at all, whereas...
Looks fit too.
Probably wouldn't be surprised if he has a rest. He's come off a few times today and just looked a little bit proppy. So
kicked a nice goal though in that third quarter, Dan Muir. So, and he does look fit this year, Dan Muir, compared to probably what he was this time 12 months ago. So I think he'll play a lot more footy this year than he did last year, Dan Muir. Footy inside, no free kick paid. Says the umpire as 2 players wrestle to the ground to try to mark that ball. Tigers look to get this one out through Lovell. He's got Tomkinson on the commentary side wing. He takes down in front of McNamara. Calls for Tomo inside from... He's got James Webb on in the middle, who could go even wider to a teammate, but he's going to go straight down the line. Salter's going to fly. Can't take it. Skeen at the back. Thought about what he was going to do before he had the footy. Taps it on well to Carter, but he can't take it. And I think it's going to be a ball up. It is. So, score update, what are we at? 19 and a half gone. So almost in the time on now in the last quarter. Not too many goals kicked in this quarter, Bo. I think 2 goals to the Tigers and 2 goals to Glenorchy. So 4 goals apiece. 2 goals apiece, I should say. 4 in total here in the last quarter. Good grab inside 50. Just look to see who that man is. I think it might be Brower with the ball in hand, number 15. Do me a favour and turn around, young man. Try to get eyes on it is. So I picked that one well. So Brower with the footy. He's probably going to kick from just on the paint at 50. Is Brower. Had a really solid game last week, I should mention. Mitchell Brower. And that looks pretty good off the boot. From where we sit, the goal umpire had to do a little bit of work, but he's kicked it in the end, Mitchell Brower. So that's his first, the Tigers' 15th. And you'd think if there was any sniff of a Glenorchy comeback, that one's just put it to bed. So Mitchell Brower kicks his first of the day. That's 9 individual goal kickers for the Tigers. So an even spread, they'd be happy with that. 15-9, 99. So a point away from hitting the magical triple-digit figure. Glenorchy 7-6, 48. 21 minutes gone. As I said, stick with us post-final siren here because we'll have some Anzac Day presentations for you. The Fred House Shield will be presented to Kingborough, I should say, given that they look like they've got an unattainable lead now. We'll also have a presentation of a best on-ground medal boat.
They've nearly doubled their points from last week, Ryan. They only scored 59 for the game, which was a different kind of game we saw from them,
Such a low-scoring game from the Tigers.
You see Thompson down behind the play, he gets up, but they've almost doubled it. Trent Bourne will be absolutely impressed with this. Tompkinson will slap it out. Thompson combines. A little bit too hot to handle there for Kobe Phillips, who's come to Glenorchy from Claremont. Played a handful of games for them last year on that wing and looked seemingly out of place. I should say didn't look out of place, Ryan. As we go high up and under kick. Waits at the back. Lovell, twist turns, up and under kick. He's going to try to catch his own boot. In fact, it was Evans in the white boots. Evans does well on debut. Can he try and get a goal? It will be.
Yep.
Nathan Blofield takes him high, and Evans will go back to get his first goal in TSL. He's on debut.
This would bring the Kingborough bench right in front of us, both to their feet. See Riley Ashland, Nick Baker there.
You can see
for a spell.
All the players move up trying to run to him if he gets this.
So I'll let you call it, Bo, but Sam Evans on debut for his first goal at TSL senior level.
No pressure at all for Sam Evans. He's worked hard today. Hasn't probably got as much of the ball as these other stars. As he goes on its way, will the wind bring it back? No. Quite. So he kicks his first score in TSL football, and not a bad debut. I think he'd probably be more fancy as what you'd call a role player, Ryan.
Yep.
Across the ground, as we see Gunther to kick this one in. He hasn't had a bad day today, Gunther. Only got the 2 goals kicked on him. Evans just off the hands of him. Roberts. Hayden. Battled hard today, the veteran. Probably racked up another 20 disposals. Whitford, the 100-gamer. Nice mark, just falcons him in the end. Whitford has a paddock to run into. 1-on-1 inside forward 50. It was Manson who just ran into McInnes in the end. Again, Kingborough have just battled in their defensive 50 all afternoon. Shrugging the tackle well there was Robon. Spots up a target in Whitford.
Good play there.
Josh Whitford.
From the Glenorchy Magpies, I should say. Sorry, Bo.
Josh Whitford looking for his first in his 100th game.
Said 100
Big
games.
milestone.
Former Development League best and fairest Rodney Egg medalist a couple of years ago, Josh Whitford. So be nice for him to be able to put one through the big sticks in what's a good day for him and his family. 100 club games, I believe.
As Jay Bowden's just going to get some ice on his ankle, and he'll be done for the day. Bowden, I should say.
Jay Bowden looks done for the day. Ice on the ankle for the Prince of KG5. So Whitford comes in now. He's going to kick from about 40 out. That looks pretty good off the boot from where we stand. Does it make the distance?
Nice,
it doesn't. Umpire doesn't pay the mark either. So touch behind.
Probably should have been a mark.
Yeah, probably should have been. McNamara's going to fly against Tompkinson. Neither man takes the mark. It comes wide up to Evans. So what can he do? He finds Skeen with the ball now. He can't take the grab. Tyler Carter's there. Well played there though by Harrison Gunther. So repeating the news just there.
Jay Bowden.
Sorry, Tyler Bowden, obviously the brother of Jay. But yeah, Jay Bowden done for the day with what looks like a little bit of an ankle concern. Josh Arnold, the coach, also down on the bench at the minute. So the Prince kicked 0-2 on return. He's been lively throughout. So probably not the day he would have wanted.
Definite target up forward.
Yeah, but he's been a strong contributor inside 50. He was able to give off to a teammate, Matty Joseph, inside at one point, who was able to put one through. So Jay's been strong on his TSL return. First game since round 13, 2020. That was a 3-point loss in his, what many believe to be his last ever TSL appearance. He kicked 3 in that game. And
North Hobart
Oval. Only 6 players from that game are in this Glenorchy lineup today. So plenty of fresh faces out there for Jay Bowden to familiarise himself with. It's Oakley with the footy inside as we tick in almost a 26-minute mark. So can't be too long left in this game of TSL footy. Simpson in the middle of the deck. He's got a few to beat. He can't do it. Connor Salter's the man that's going to receive the free kick for holding the ball. So can the Tigers get one late here just to extend this margin and add to their percentage a little bit, which we know is always crucial come the point end of the year as Clifford, the skipper, he's got to give off. He's tackled well there by a Glenorchy player. Clifford gives back up now. Skeen's on. Doesn't go to him. Carter doesn't find Tyler Carter either. Magpies with the numbers at the fall of the footy. What can the Tigers do here though? Joey Browler, he can't take it cleanly. Magpies with all the work to do here deep in defence. Good tackle there by Colin Skeen. What's the umpire going to call here? He's going to call for a throw up. So 26 and a half minutes, almost 27 gone. 7-7-49, plays 16-10-100. So 51 points is the margin. Footy on the defensive 50 now for Glenorchy. Oakley. He's got teammate White in Manson. Can't take it one-handed. He's got McNamara for company. Tigers with the numbers. Tompkinson. Godomski just has to find the ball on his shoulder. Tackled by Roberts. Umpire says my ball.
I think that Probably should have been ball, but
Yeah, might have been a pry there.
had a bit of pry up.
So Lockie Glenorchy potentially gets away with one. So 51 points it is. Siren not too far away, you'd think. Oakley just hacks it forward. Manson, he's got time and space. He did well, but tackled well there by his direct opponent. Baker into footy. Nick Baker's going to mop up. Always a good user by foot. He's got Gardner on. Good mark taken by the big man. Matty Joseph makes him wait. So he beat Gunther on that occasion. He tries to find Tyler Carter. Can't take the mark. Over the back though, numbers. That's Connor Salter. So Salter kicks his second. 17-10, 106, 7-7, 49. 57-point margin now. Bo, it's been pretty clinical from quarter time from the Tigers. As we said, it was just, I think, from memory, a goal in it at the first break. But since then, it's been all the Kingborough Tigers.
Yeah, it certainly has. Connor Salter there, with his second of the afternoon, came into a line-up for James Ives and was originally listed as an emergency. So, pretty convincing win here. KG5, Matthew Joseph has shifted up to the wing. Now, the coach's box will come down. They've conceded defeat.
Ben Beam, Sam Hall there. Couple of experienced heads.
Good to see Aaron Cornelius here this afternoon as well. Of course, I don't think he's taking up any coaching duties with Glenorchy, but
he's coaching
recently
the state
named
team
as the state league coach and doing
June
some
and
stuff
July.
with the Junior Devils 18s program, Whitford.
No doubt here, Bo, to potentially scout for a Tassie map jumper in June and July, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is the siren. It's been an Anzac Day demolition here at KG5. 50-plus point win to Kingborough. Colin Skeen has the last touch of the game. He's finished with 2 goals, the young man who we put the spotlight on early in the game. It's been a dominant display by the reigning premiers. Coach Trent Baumler will be absolutely pleased with his men. Jay Bowden has some ice on that ankle. I'm not sure if our cameras picked that up, but he'll be done today. I think it might just be a bit of a precaution, I reckon, Ryan. But
yeah, as we've seen there with the boot off, so 57-point win here for the reigning premiers. 16-10, 106, 7-7, 49. Goal kickers for you at the end of the game. Tyler Carter finished with 3. He was a major contributor from a goal sense. 2 each to Connor Salter, Colin Skeen, Marcus Gardner, Kieran Lovell and Riley Ashland. Singles to James Webb, Mitchell Brower, Edward Golding for the Tigers and for Glenorchy. 2 each to Isaac Manson and Brodie Rowbottom. Singles to Dan Muir, Jordan Hayden and Adam Roberts. So, Bo, I think from a Glenorchy perspective first, I think clearly Josh Arnold will be happy it wasn't a blowout today as it was this time last year on Anzac Day. Triple figure margin last year. So clearly a much improved effort from the Pies today, but still searching for that second win of the year after what was a really strong victory in round 2 against North Hobart.
yeah, it certainly was, Ryan, and they've definitely come back firing, these Kingborough Tigers. I would not have liked that loss last week, Ryan. Obviously, I think they got an Anzac Day medal. I don't know who you're tipping.
It's tough. There was a lot of good players out on the ground. Obviously, Tyler Carter was good up forward. I thought Kieran Lovell was exceptional inside, as he always is. I think it could have been thrown over a number of players. I think it'll probably go to someone from the winning team, as it usually does. Bo, unless you're Nathan Buckley on grand final day all those years ago. So
That remind me.
we might take it down to ground level and probably just pick it up on the stream. I might stay with you in the commentary box also as we look to see who was awarded the Anzac Day medal for best of field. But I think from a Tigers perspective, I think Trent Baumler would have wanted a response from the loss last week, and clearly was able to get it. So they'll head into a massive grand final rematch next week, full of confidence. 57-point winners today. Obviously, Eddie Cole to come back in. Max College also likely to come in. I'm not too sure what the injury concern is for Murray Bastick, potentially back in, and James Zeitson laid out today. So maybe a couple of injury concerns for the reigning premiers. Might get you, as we wait for the presentations to kick off here at KG5, we might get you a score update from North Hobart, depending on how long these presentations take. Bo, we either head away or we'll stick with you. But score update from North Hobart. Early in the last quarter, it's Lauderdale by 1 straight goal, 70 plays 76. So
Got a game on over there.
game on over at North Hobart as players look to convening in the forward 50 at the Creswell Beakley stand end of KG5. Suppose having a quick look at his run sheet, we believe presentations will begin pretty shortly and wrap up.
Courage medal, Ryan.
Courage medal, so I think awarded to the player. Clearly, yes, a medal says, but I don't think I have to explain it. The personified courage today. From memory, it was either Kieran Love or Lockie Clifford last year, I think. You said that earlier in the day, Bo.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's
yeah.
Kieran Lovell today, Ryan, of
Wouldn't
course.
be surprised. Loves to probably have a strong little collection of medals with Kieran Lovell in his cabinet. Obviously, a grand final, a premiership medal he's got in there. Premiership player last year. Box Hill premiership medal, no doubt, is tucked away in the sock drawer too. So he knows how to find the individual accolades as he does the team awards. Kieran Lovell. Just wait to see if these presentations. Here we go. Peter Barwick there on the MC duty. We thank Peter for joining us at the halftime break today. Gave some really good insight into how things have turned around out here at KG5. So we'll probably stay with you until the medals awarded, Bo, and then we'll discuss who wins the medal, and then we'll head away and you can tune into the game over at North Hobart. So I think looks like the Fred House Shield will be presented first before we find out who was awarded the Courage Medal, as we see, I believe, one of the ex-servicemen bringing that one out. So as we said, this is a privilege to play, and also from our perspective, Bo, call a game of football on Anzac Day. Such a massive day of reflection for both Australia and New Zealand, and we give thanks to all ex-service men and women and currently serving and giving us the opportunity to live the life that we do here. So we'll wait to hear. Kieran Lovell. So we predicted a Bo, and there it is. So Kieran Lovell was terrific today, as we said. He's awarded the medal, the Courage Medal, I think is what we call it.
Certainly is.
So terrific work there from Kieran Lovell. So Kieran Lovell wins the Anzac Day medal here at KG5, and the Tigers walk away 57-point winners. Bo, before I finish up on the broadcast, I guess a final word from you and a look ahead to next week, given that the massive grand final rematch for the Tigers and Glenorchy, a big clash against Clarence.
Yeah, Clarence at Blunston Arena won't be easy, of course. They've got North Launceston this weekend. And of course, Kingborough will go look towards another win next week and continue their premiership surge. We've got some shout-outs to do. Cameraman Jim has made his TSL debut today on the camera, so congratulations to Jim. He's done a fantastic job. And Ash Wilkes in the studio. So round 5 action continues on Saturday afternoon. Dave Moore and the crew will bring that to you from 1 p.m. at UTAS Stadium. Of course, Ash Wilkes in the studio, Ryan.
We see Lockie Griggs and Will Clifford there walking off game 100 and game 50 of TSL senior footy. So terrific for those boys to celebrate with a win. That'll just about do us here at KG5. So 57-point winners today, the Kingborough Tigers in the traditional Anzac Day clash. It's been a pleasure to bring this one to you. My name is Ryan Rosendale. As always, Bo, a pleasure to be with you. So from myself, Ryan Rosendale, Bo Downham, we'll see you next week. Bye for now.